Yes, a special one from the CEO, Stan Turner with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band, George James on the beat.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon, spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon, spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening in Monrovia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon. To spoon. To spoon. You from Vonjema, Maryland, to spoon. To spoon. If you eat Cape Town, graduate, my brother, to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, to spoon. To spoon. You wanna get a news update, to spoon. What? Yeah! Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want? Yes, man, you bati leo.
Spoon TV. Spoon.
Yes, man, you bati leo.
Spoon.
Beseku.
Spoon TV. Spoon.
Ba.
Spoon.
Skidibidi dabaro.
Spoon TV. Spoon Entertainment.
Kuwa. Beseku, kudileo. Kuwa, kudileo.
Yes, a special one from the CEO, Stan Turner with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band, George James on the beat.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon, spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon, spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening in Monrovia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon. To spoon. To spoon. You from Vonjema, Maryland, to spoon. To spoon. If you eat Cape Town, graduate, my brother, to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got Kilibamba, 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 kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you got today?
School TV. School.
Yes, what you got today?
School.
Prosecu.
Yes, I, a special one from the CEO, Stanton with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band. James on the beat.
Expectation of you are high and justifiably so. So we are sure that you will live up to these expectations and not disappoint us. You have asked me for my vision, and I have told you that I will first of all want our nation to be able to feed itself and invest in agribusiness. And you have promised me, if that is all I want, I will have it in the shortest possible time. And I will hold you to your word. So today, by your testimony, please join me as I give you your marching order by commissioning you to take our oath of office and commence your work. God bless you and all the best.
So this is Moses Cole, the father of the kids who allegedly injured the children, and he will be explaining more to us as it relates to the entire event. So Moses, we want to say welcome.
My name is Moses Cole. I live with my brother, Jeremiah C4 in Czechoslovakia.
Moses, you got to be a little bit audible, yeah? So tell us about yourself.
27 years of age. I had 3 different children. One small, one that's 4 months old, the other one at 7 years old, the other one at 6 years old. Men live in the hospital together. But at least suffering at the cotton farm, say my grandmother died. She appeared to me, she said, I'm going to go to her home. She had a blessing for me. After I went for the blessing, I found the blessing, she put it in phone, my brother's phone, and I sent it in the tree. Because it plenty, my walking to it. So I live in my house. So I put it in the tree. So the blessing being the people in the community, they anti me, they won't fool me, they doing all type of things to me. People. 2 weeks ago, my brother wanted to tell my Oma could travel. After we finish eating, my Oma went for water. For them, the children left in the yard. My small little brother asked him, he took my chin, he carried to the people that tied me for it. He was in group on my knee. Then he take the chin from there again, put it on the bed. So after 7 year old child and a 7-year-old child.
In 10 months from now, we will have a new president in the nation. His son not playing for America. His girlfriend not in Ghana. He got children all over the place. All his family right here. He's been married for 50 years. He's a family man. He's a deacon in the church. He is not a fake pastor. He's a truly decent, honorable, humble man. And when he becomes president, he will lift this country up, and then he will prepare us, the young people, and he will turn it over to us. And together, we will take this country, and we'll move with this country, and Liberia will become what it can be, that sweet land of liberty. Not sweet land of liberty for a few people, not sweet land of liberty for Congo people or country people, but for all Liberians. Some of you ask me, why do you support Joseph Human Boakai for president? Do you know the story about Joseph in the Bible? Joseph's brothers were so jealous of him. They sold him into slavery. But they didn't know what they were doing. They were his destiny helpers, and they didn't know that. And then famine would fall upon the land, and they would go and seeking food. And their brother had now become prime minister, and he would help them. This Joseph that we have, this Joseph who was betrayed by Ellen to put this monster upon us. When I told the Liberian people Kojologo and poison, I told you it will happen. I said you take the Kojologo, it may be better, but it will make you well. But when you drink the poison, it will kill you. Today we are dying. We are dying. But I come here to give you hope. This flag will fly once again. It will fly once again. And we will build a Liberia where your children and my children can have a quick future. Where you don't have to go to America to own a car. You don't have to go to a foreign country to own a house. You can live in this country with the blessing that God has bestowed on us. We can make this country work for every human being in this country. But to do that, you must have the right leadership to do that. Natural resources cannot build a country. A country is built by visionary leadership. Honest leadership. A leadership of integrity. And that is the leadership that Joe Walker will bring to this country. And I have said this. I'd rather not be senator. I would give up my senatorial aspirations in order for Joe Walker to be president if I have to. And you know why? And you know why? Because as senator, what significant difference would I make in the Senate if we don't have a decent president in the mansion?
We do not no longer support Unity Party. And the reason why is because of how they treated us. Almost 4 of our candidates, they took them away from us. And the fact that they're from the same tribe and the same county, they took them away from us. They used tribal pressure to force these people to leave our party. People we worked with for 6 years were bad enough to go and try to destroy us as a party. But we let them know during this election that we are a force to reckon with. We spend our time, our energy, our resources on you for 6 years. And 1 or 2 legislative seats to fight us. You take it away. You take away our candidates that we have nurtured and made strong over the years. You take tribal thing and you put it behind them and force them to join your party. I want the world to know that we're not stupid and we'll never be used that way again. You know, there's a common saying is on Christmas Eve, how the thing go, you know how the Christmas will be. God is a wonderful God. He showed us these people now. If we have gone through this election and they would have won, they would have treated us like dogs.
Today the party, the campaign headquarters is open. You have to keep it busy. Yeah? Every day we got to do something here, right? Yes. This election, the government is campaigning for us. Yes. Every day, the government put more Liberian dollar up and the rate go up. The government is campaigning for us. Every time the price of rice go up, the government is campaigning for us. Yes. Every time the speaker, the deputy speaker, the protest, the president pass through Cote d'Ivoire to go to the southeast, the government is campaigning for us. So we won this election. all we need to do is to man our ballot. And that's why the Rescue Alliance, through Ambassador Boycott, have instructed the chairman of the Unity Party and all other party chairs to write next and inform our international partners that this election result, we want the result to be announced by electoral district. We want no 3,000 votes being checked and somebody got 30%. No, we don't want it. If we got 800 plus representative candidates, and the National Election Commission will leave them one in a district, there are 20 presidential candidates. And even you leave 5 of them at the first top runner. In our heart, in that's at the 3 districts, right? Yeah. So we are writing back and we'll be waiting for their response. We'll take nothing from them. Then announcing the election result by electoral districts. But that will follow, will defeat President. We are more than 65%. Yeah. The only option left with the CDC is the chief. That's the only option the CDC got to win this election. They are in disarray, they are helter scatter, and all we need to do is to mark our ballot. Once you check the ballot by electoral district, we are more than 100% sure we'll beat this government out of power. Thank you, God bless you.
What a way to welcome you to another edition of the program, Late Night Politics on Spoon TV. We're here live on Spoon TV. We're live on Fabric TV and Super TV as well, or on Facebook. And we're also live on YouTube at Spoon Talk Live. My name is Nelson Collier. I'd like to say welcome to this platform. This is where all of you get to have the opportunity to speak on different issues of concern. So once it has to do with Liberia, of course, all of us have a say. And here on the Late Night Politics on Spoon, it is not about a particular set of panelists. It's not about a particular group of people of people coming to discuss, but it's basically Liberians gathering right here to talk about the issues that matters to us as a people. So I'd like to say welcome to the program tonight. My name is Nelson Collier. I'm sitting in here for the CEO. Hopefully he's going to be joining us. So we're going to have it going on here together tonight. We will post the link to join the show in the comment section. The link is already posted in the Spoon, the Late Night Politics chat room, Spoon Late Night Politics. So if you're in the chat room, you're going to be using the link to come on tonight. And we'll have the link posted in the comment section as well. So you can also come up here and make your contribution. So welcome to the program tonight. Let me bring in first my co-moderator, Moba Zokia, to join us tonight. Moba, let me say good evening to you and good to have you again.
Yeah, Nelson, what's up, my man? What's up? How was your day today? I know today, it was crazy.
There was some ups and downs, but I'm glad that we were able to make it up here again.
Yeah, me too, man. Since this morning, my man, I've been on my feet. I came home like probably around 6, 7. take a shower. And I was like, all right. But you know what? In communication, I'm telling you what's going on. But yeah,
definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
you know when I'm off, that's why I normally does like come home, make sure I get all my stuff done for the whole month and stuff. Yeah. So it was
Okay.
Yeah, but at least thank God we are here.
Right.
Huh?
I'm saying you're trying to make sure that everything is
Everything,
is
yeah.
of course. Everything is okay.
Yeah, everything, my man. Everything for the month of August until September now, Yeah, but
that's a great one, man, Baba.
Yeah, but we tell God thank you, we still get life in us, and we are here to discuss the Liberia people issues, and we will discuss it to the 40th, and we will discuss what unfolding in our country, and also we will discuss more especially I'm a little bit concerned about the election process, because I was just going through one or two quotations on the election commission, or they go on August 2nd that she put up, that they were using the same old formula, doing the 2017, I think 2017 election, or doing a by-election something, to this election, while we know the people use biometric formula. So it's just a little bit confusing to me. And I think we can get some clarity on that. You understand where I'm coming from, right? I think you go through that stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
sure.
it's a little bit confusing, but as I usually say, like, everything okay, from my end. And we are here to discuss the Liberia issues. Thank you.
Okay.
For putting me the time.
Okay, so it's a great one, and like you said, right, we are here to discuss the Liberian people's issue, and we hope we can have a great show tonight.
Definitely, yeah.
I'm hoping that we can run the exact 2 hours. Not both.
You sure? No, you know what? I'll tell the manager. Nelson, right? I will tell the manager today. Anything about 2 hours, the manager will pay you for that hour. You gotta say it will come and move more. Anything about that 2 hours, the manager will that hour they will pay you. Trust me. We're not here for we American people when we say 2 hours like 2 hours. We'll go about 2 hours like overtime, and that overtime need pay. They're not free. Oh yes, they're not free.
Okay. So so a lot of issues happening in the country, Moba. I see Sheriff is already in the background. We'll bring Sheriff on.
Yeah.
But the sample ballot is up. I don't know whether you've seen that.
Hi, yeah. I've seen it. Yeah. That's right. I'm looking at it on my laptop here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So progress is being made. We are seeing some signs. So for the benefit of our folks, I will try to just upload it here quickly.
Yeah, you can upload it. Yeah, for our viewers.
So,
you're right.
Yeah, so they can see exactly what we're talking about and a different positioning campaign. For you guys in the States, you will say campaign will officially be opening tomorrow, but for us here in Liberia, I can say that campaign starts today.
Okay,
so it's heated. It's about to get muddy. Friends are about to.
Wait, before Nelson, before you go further, right? To you, with your own thinking, how you think the whole campaign issue will be, starting from let's say from on your side today and on my side starting from tomorrow. How you think the whole campaign issue will be?
You know what I see Moba is that gradually the heat of the campaign will take up gradually. It's not going to be instant. So usually what I've noticed, judging from previous elections, is that once you have the official start of the campaign, there will be some candidates and some individuals who will come in immediately, and then they take a pause in the middle of it, and then at the end of the entire campaign period, then they come in with much more force. Because one thing you're considering here is that campaign is cost intensive, it's capital intensive. There's so much money involved when you talk about campaign.
And Nelson, I'm not cutting you all right. You know what I noticed? Our people just think that the whole campaign issues only in Maserado. I don't know how they're thinking, but from a little bit thinking and other research that I've been doing every day, And I realized that you know the villages, the rural area, like where people don't normally go. People don't go there to campaign. They just sit. And you understand? You know, I don't know how to do that, but well, we will see because campaign just about you know, like we said, it's open, and we'll see our people. I mean, like the campaign people who in from the whole campaign stuff. We'll see how best they will be able to go as far as you know some villages like miles away, 30, 20, 25, 30 miles, 200 miles from the capital of Monrovia, and we'll see. But you know, it's a little bit, you know, you understand, you understand my point, right? You know where I'm coming from, yeah. So it's very, you know, like it's worrisome. But we gotta see how bad we can touch on that today and see, like for the Unity Partisan, the people who will be representing the Unity Party and the people who will be representing the ANC, which is CDC, and we'll ask those, you know, those questions.
No, Baba, I even say the ANC that CDC again, my man.
No, I say ANC people, CDC people. No, ANC people, CDC people, and Unity Party people. We'll see. But
Okay.
But you are not wrong. You know, I'm not wrong. Majority of the Unity, the ANC people, there's sedition. In disguise.
That serious issue you bring it up there.
My man, the sedition in disguise. Every day they're attacking JMB. Y'all discuss the issues. Yeah. Y'all discuss the issues. Let's discuss the issue. Let's discuss what is unfolding in our country. It's not to attack JMB. JMB is not our problem. Our problem is Josh Manewia.
Definitely. Yeah. You're right. So the folks on the Unity Party, Moba say your problem. Let's say the folks on the ANC. Your problem are not JMB, and the folks from JMB, but all want to attack JMB. So those of you from Unity Party, your problem are not Mr. Kumis. Your problem are Councillor Tiaon Gonglo. Okay. So
they're not carrying Moruba. Who again? They're not carrying Moruba, and who next? They're not names. That names.
So many of them. They name plenty. But we'll welcome some of the folks joining us on the live stream. We'll welcome some of the folks in the comment section. We will do that. But just to round up quickly on some of the trending issues, Moba.
Yeah.
The president was in the mosque. The president was at Benson Street Mosque. I'm going to share some of the images. The president was at Benson Street Mosque today. And he was praying with Muslims. You know, the president was, he was praying. Right after that moment, the next thing we saw was that the chief imam made a post of how people are making fun with the religion or the religious activities in the country. And then under his post, I saw that some people started to lambast religious leaders, not just the Muslim, those from the Muslim background, but even the Christian religious leaders. Some people started to say that during these campaign periods, that's the time when the political leaders, the religious leaders, some of them, because they are very good religious leaders. But they were saying that some of the religious leaders avail their sacred religious places of worship to politicians. They allow politicians to merry-make in those places only because at the end of the day there's some financial benefits that go with it. So that was another issue that's been coming up. There is report about the police being seriously challenged when it comes to logistics. In Maryland County, there's just one pickup for the police. That pickup has broken down.
And we got fire truck. They have fire truck there. They have any fire station there or fire truck anything?
Mama, what are you talking about, man? We say they're gonna get cars to go around using fire truck.
Wow.
We say they're gonna get car motor bus and they're gonna get it. Then he say fire truck. Interestingly, I went to Cape Mount. Let me share this before I can bring Sherif and the rest of the guys who are backstage on. Interestingly, I went to Cape Mount, I think about 2 years ago. That was in 2020, so about 3 years ago. And somebody walked me to where they had the fire service office. Their own national, let's say, their regional office for the county. And Mama, you will not believe when I saw the Liberia National Fire Service office in Grand Cape Mount County, precisely in how do you call the place? Rabosport in the capital city. First of all, you have a fire service office in Rabosport that does not have a single fire truck. Motorbikes are not parking there. That's the first thing. Number two, the grass has taken over the place as if it's an abandoned building, like unfinished building, like nobody lives there. The third thing I saw there was that the entire building was locked, and according to the information I gathered from some of the residents, the people work per day. Like you work Monday, and you know that thing in Liberia where when you play your courses in university, you want to go Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Or you want to go Tuesday and Thursday. Something similar in at the fire service station. So the people work per I think 3 times a week. 3 times a week. So imagine if you have a fire situation, emergency with respect to fire outbreak, just know you're in some kind of issue that you have to handle by yourself. But let me welcome a few people. They will come with what's on their mind.
I don't know. You post the link in the comment section.
Yeah,
put it in the comment section because my boss, one of
sure. Sandy just send me a message requesting for the link as well. But let me welcome those that are here. Then right after I welcome them, while you guys are giving your, what's on your mind, then we'll paste the link there. So I've copied it already. I'll paste it there. But let me see a few people here. Let me go up. Let me see if I can start from here. Okay. So let me start from here. Shelton Duo. Wow. Shelton Duo used to be one of our regular callers here on our different talk shows. The guy Shelton Duo is following. He say, I'm glued to you. He's in the US now. Fumba Sese is following. He says from Matadi. Sekou Sese is following. He said you will jump in that whole October 10. I think he was referring to the video we played of the president dancing and jump over. Leon Valley says we ready JMB. Foden McGill, thanks for joining us. Patricia Williams said post the link please. Yes, I'll post the link shortly. Patricia Williams comes back and say okay, so let's leave that. Amy Williams, Fode, and all of you following us. We want to say thanks for joining us on the Late Night Politics. This is the space where the platform is for everybody. So the CEO just confirmed that he's not going to be coming on tonight. Yes, he just confirmed that you'll not be coming on tonight.
That's you rest bar. We'll take care. That's your rest. We're discussing the Liberia issues. That's your rest.
Okay, so yes, let me hold it at that. Let me bring in Sharif now, so you guys can just start up with what's on your mind. Let me get this stuff from here. Sorry, I have Sharif's face covered with the sample ballot.
Yeah, that thing.
Maybe Sharif needs a mic his ballot from right there. And then I will have to come here. Okay, so Sharif, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so I'm posting the link in the comment section now. So all of you wanting to come on, you can come on. So we'd just like to kickstart the show. Let me start with you, Moba. Though you are a co-moderator, but I want you to start up with whatever that issue is on your mind. What's on your mind?
Number one,
your opening statement.
Yeah, my opening statement. Number one, the Liberian people issue on my mind. The poverty rate, no hospital, no medication, no jobs, all those things on my mind. And I want to make a comment on what you just said about the mosque issues, right? You know, is very you see, for me, I respect the like when it comes to Muslims, I respect the Muslims because I'm from a Muslim background. My entire family, they are Muslim. My mom, everybody are Muslim. But I was so disappointed today when I saw Jawia picture up there. Look, it get to me like, you guys worshiping Jawia or you're worshiping God?
Yep.
No, but is it a wrong thing? Is it a bad
It's
thing
wrong.
for for the president to visit the mosque? I
No,
understand.
no, it's not
Any
wrong.
of you can correct
No,
me.
no.
I'm coming.
No.
I'm coming.
That's it.
Hold on.
Let
I
me get my
understand.
point. Yeah, let me get my point. Let me get my
I
point.
just want to say.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, let me get my point. It's not wrong for him to visit the mosque. I'm not saying wrong.
Okay.
What's wrong is for his pictures to be hanging on the mosque. The mosque, that picture, maybe you could put Muhammad picture or Jesus picture. I will not complain. Like when you enter in the church, you ever enter in church, you see pastor picture hanging up in churches? No.
I mean, some churches doing it too.
No, but it's wrong. It's wrong. If any church is doing it, it's wrong. You know, when I saw it today, I felt very, very. I was so angry. I was like, "Why are you guys worshiping Jawia?" Because there's a sign of worship right there. You can't dispute it. You can't deny it. It's an idol. Yes, you cannot post somebody's picture up or on a mosque where like people going worship God, and you get God picture or maybe Muhammad picture or Jesus picture. That's wrong. And you know, when I saw it today, I was really, 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 really angry. But
I'm trying to capture this aspect. Did you see the photo of the president on the mosque?
Yes. Oh yes, I forgot you. I forgot you.
Okay, so if you have that photo,
I should have sent you that picture.
Yeah, so
That mistake. No, that mistake I made. I should have sent it to you. I make a great mistake. I don't know. Maybe some of our panelists that will come on tonight, they'll be able to share it with us. Yeah, but I make a great mistake. I should have sent it to you. It was on the wall, and that is wrong. It's wrong, my brother. It's wrong. We go worship God. You're not gonna watch it or your fellow human being. So you know, it was yeah. So you know, like one of the things on my mind as we go, we will be able to discuss other issues. Thank you.
Okay. So following that situation today, this is what Liberia's chief imam Ali Krai wrote. Let me just have it coming up here. But Sharif, you can go on with what's on your mind. Why I try to bring this one. Welcome. You're muted, Sharif. You're muted.
Good evening, folks. Good evening, Nelson, for bringing me on tonight once again, and good evening, Liberia. I'm a little excited today because I was able to meet Joseph Boakai.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we had a 15 minutes meeting, and we had some private conversations, and the old man is energized and he's ready to lead. That's one. We're going to go into much detail later on. And just to touch base on the issue of George Weah's visit today to Bessie Street Mosque.
Nelson, can you post that thing on the link? I mean, the link on the comment section.
The entire Islamic community in Liberia today, it was quite a sad day for us. It was a sad day in a sense.
Okay, sorry. This is what the chief imam wrote. His name is up there, Imam Ali Krai. He said they take their religion for amusement and play, being deceived by the life of this world. This is what the chief imam wrote.
750. Quran 751 says 6 to 70. I don't know.
That's actually a verse from the Holy Quran. So
okay.
Basically, add to what I was saying. So it's a sad day for us, the Muslims, not because George Weah visited the mosque, but there's one thing that in Islam is not allowed. That is associating pictures to a religion. That's one thing that is an abomination. So seeing George Weah picture on that mosque building today was quite sad. And as you can see, the reaction from the Islamic community in Liberia, it actually backfired.
But Sharif, this is it possible for us to just see this as a ceremony, like you having a program, you having a special guest coming somewhere, and you
It's not in
print
the
a
mosque.
banner
It's not in the
to
mosque.
indicate that this special guest is coming here today.
Nothing is not in the
And
mosque.
so you print the banner to indicate that that there's a visit or something.
No,
a program or
no.
something.
It's not in the mosque.
There are certain things that are allowed in certain religion. As for Islam, in the Islamic religion, that's why you never see Muhammad picture anywhere around. It's not allowed because it is against our doctrine. So to have someone picture on the mosque is abomination. This cannot happen anywhere. It's forbidden. So, Judge, we are visiting the mosque. There's no problem.
Someone keep calling Sharif. Okay, yeah,
No,
go ahead.
yeah, there's no problem at all, Judge. We are visiting the mosque because it's his right. Any person can visit the mosque, but having his pictures posted on that mosque, that is on the part of the people that head in that mosque, not Judge Weah. So they are a disgrace, and they disgrace the entire Islamic community in Liberia, and they should be very ashamed.
Okay, thank you very much, Sharif. Then we go to Josh. Josh, welcome, man.
Thank you, Nelson. Greetings to everybody. How are you guys doing today?
We okay?
Nelson, do you want me to wait in this mosque situation?
Just anything on your mind. Is your opening statement? Just anything you want to talk about.
Let me just wait in this mosque situation. And gentlemen, I urge that we please mute ourselves until we're ready to talk because I'm getting
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, please mute ourselves. I'm not a Muslim. I'm a Christian, but in a full context, let's assume that Joseph Boakai or Alexander Cummings or Terrell Gower visited the mosque. Will it be wrong in our eyes? People are free to worship wherever they want to worship. Not because we are going to elections against George Weah, which means George Weah is restricted from identifying with the Muslim community. We all sit on the show and say times are hard. You are muted, Malva.
Listen, we're not disputing the fact that he's not allowed to worship anywhere.
But Malva, this is me talking. You keep interrupting me.
Okay, sorry, but no.
Let me let my
We're
talk.
on the same lane. We're on the same lane.
Yeah, let me let my talk.
All right, no problem, Lane.
Yeah. So Nelson, my perspective about this in conclusion is that everybody free to worship with whosoever, wherever they want to worship. It's enshrined in the Constitution. Now it's left with those religious leaders and those members of that particular mosque to decide how to go about their political affiliation. But this is not something I feel we should even give credence to. We should even be discussing because freedom of religion is enshrined in our Constitution, and that's my opening.
No, yeah. So thank you. But we just highlighted it. We just highlighted it. Yeah, I'm coming, Moba. I'm coming to you, Moba. We just highlighted it because of the reaction or the apparent reaction from the chief imam of the country, what he wrote, following the incident. That's why we thought to highlight it.
Yeah,
so
but Nelson, as a Muslim, can I correct him? I just want to correct brother.
No, Nancy is right.
I don't want to correct.
That would be a clarification. We against. So we are going to the mosque to pray. It's not we against it. What we against is the picture hanging on the mosque.
The picture on the mosque.
That's the point. It's wrong.
Okay.
That's
so
the point.
Thank you for that clarity. Let's go to Cindy. Cindy.
Well, good evening to.
SB.
You get all the you people just be nice tonight. But
anybody here from CDC tonight? We got any CDC person on set tonight?
CDC men will come on.
They're not able.
Raymond?
The men are scared to come. I told my other men where he just said the men won't come. I said my man come.
Can I give you information about CDC partisans or supporters appearing here?
Okay, yeah. Go ahead. Before we
from a reliable source within the camp, they said that they label Spoon as Radio Kigali. and within their own hierarchy, they said they have put a blockade
Look,
or appearance blockade on us. So we will talk to the Liberian people. If they don't want to come and defend themselves, we will keep telling the Liberian people and keep educating them until they can see the need to come and defend themselves.
Okay, so thank you, Josh. But just to say, the floor is open. That's why I keep posting the link. Anybody from CDC can join us. From any of the political parties, you can join us tonight. Cindy is back to you. To lend
Thank you.
Anything on your mind?
Thank you, Nelson. And again, gentlemen, it's good to be here with you tonight to share this platform. Well, Liberia is on my mind. As always, promoting Mr. Eddie Zanakome to the Liberian people and selling him as the best candidate is on my mind, and that's why I'm here tonight. On the issue of George Weah going to the mosque, I think our Muslim brothers here handle the issue well. I think they know best on how it should be done, and I think I heard Cherie said that the major issue with his appearance to the mosque today was that the fact that his picture was put on the wall. So I think they know the rules and regulations that governs the Islamic religion. So I don't want to go in depth with that. I think they already did justice with that topic. But Liberia is on my mind. A better Liberia is on my mind. A drug-free Liberia is on my mind. Employment for our young people is on my mind, and that's why I'm here tonight to continue to sell Mr. Eddie Zanakome to the Liberian people as the best alternative for the Liberian people. You on mute, Nelson? You on mute? All that gossip you're doing, I'm not hearing it. You on mute?
No, I'm saying thank you. I like the way you just did it, short, straight to the point. Yeah, Magnus is over to you.
Good evening, guys. I mean, it's a pleasure being on here and sharing the platform with you guys. Tonight, what is on my mind is, as we know, it should be, I think it is August 5th in Liberia by this time, and the campaign has officially begun. The message to every Liberian, young, old, men, women, boys, and girls, no matter their side, we're all Liberians. The issue of election is the issue of offering your ideas. It is not the place to flex muscles. So let us debate the ideas, and whatsoever we will do to physically engage each other, we should desist from it. And as a supporter of Joseph Juma Boakai and the Unity Party, I will admonish everyone going to the polls who are eligible to vote for Ambassador Joseph Juma Boakai and Senator Jeremiah Kuhn. And they are placed at number 2 on the ballot because I believe and I know they are best fit to lead Liberia and to rescue Liberia from the claws of Opon and his gangs. Quickly to the issue of the mosque, just their appearance in the mosque. I mean, for me personally, Liberia is a free country. Anybody is free to worship wherever and whenever. But the issue is, if you, like Shrek said, if you as a religion or as people of a religion will use a male photo in your house of worship, then it tells what you are. Like the saying goes, if you stand for everything, if you fall for everything, you stand for nothing. So religion,
the feedback is too bad, man.
Religion should be the voice
Yeah,
of
so
reasoning.
guys, let's mute, please. Let's everybody just try to mute.
Yeah,
let's try to do that.
Yeah, there were times in our country where the times of the Sheikh Afoma Kone, Bakla Francis, and the rest of the people where religious people or religious heads were seen as the go-to people in terms of crisis and in terms of reasoning. But if the religious people would now go to the politicians selling themselves, I think they have lost track and they should learn to desist. So that's my opinion.
Okay, thank you very much. So Godwin, is over to you.
Yeah, good evening, fellows. How you guys doing?
Yeah, go ahead.
As it relates to what on my mind, there's so many issues on my mind for Mama Liberia. And I think the best alternative come October 10 is Joseph Yuma Bwaka. He's the man with the experience, qualifications, and the most experienced candidate in the race. And as it relates to Mr. President Weah going to the mosque, I think anybody can go anywhere in a church to the mosque. But a mosque putting the placard or the picture of the president in the mosque, I think it is wrong. We all know in Liberia, the church has been compromised when it comes to politics. We all have seen in recent time when the 3 guys were sanctioned. We all saw the pastors, what they did to Maggie, and the election between Dar Didon and Thomas Fala. We saw all being poured on Thomas Fala's head. The church has been compromised. Likewise, the Muslims religion. So I think our Muslim brothers has dealt with it. I think they will handle that with their imam of that mosque or the Muslim heads in Liberia. I think they will handle that. So, I mean, and we pray for peaceful elections. We all know that campaign opens today in Liberia. It's already Saturday in Liberia, and we all praying for a peaceful election, void of violence, and that's it. Come October 10, Liberian will decide who will be the next president. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Raymond, go ahead, sir.
Thanks for another opportunity to speak to Liberia and speak concerning national issues. Well, what's on my mind? Tomorrow campaign begins. October 10th is close. And the leadership issue of my country is very critical. The decision people make during this campaigning time and the information that reach the people and the general elections is on my mind. And I realized that what the country is going through right now, where health centers can't get medication. The last time I followed the show, and I realized that one of the healthcare workers spoke. And there was an interview where she said she had only 300 paracetamols. And there were only 5 midwives running a 24-hour shift at a hospital. Considering the drug pandemic in the country, proliferation of narcotics, young people who should be contributing to the society, working hard, becoming future leaders, lives are lavishing. Where people who could contribute to society and could afford a decent living, so they got to get on the phone with you, friends you went to school with, work colleagues, ask you, I'm at a hospital, man, I can't pay my bills. I need to get out. Can you help me with $50? These are people you know. But because fortunately you're out of the country, you're in a better place, your salary can come on time, you can afford a living. And these are people you know that you're not better than them, you're not smarter than them, you can work harder than them. But yet, because they find themselves in the country where corruption is rampant, the rule of law is to the floor, the government and the president don't respect the people, do not even understand what they are there for, that they need to give basic services to our people. And even the people don't understand how to hold their government accountable for the better living condition. That's on my mind. And I realize we come from a different political philosophy, who might be supporting different parties. But I think we as opposition have to form something called an opposition unity against this regime. What's on my mind that come October 10th, whoever becomes the president should not be the current George Weah, but someone from the opposition.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your contribution. So, yes, then we'll go to you, Josh. Yeah.
Okay, so we're diving straight into politics now, right?
Whatever the issue is on your mind and your opening statement and what's on your mind.
Okay, Nelson, thank you, and thanks to the Vera panelist. George Weah has been president for 5 to 6 years. The problems that we have been observing, the problems that we are facing as Liberians, has been happening since day one.
Okay.
Liberian has been spectators in their own economy. As a matter of fact, not even spectators again. We are all the way outside of the stadium. We are 10 miles away from the stadium. George Weah made campaign promises to us. He hasn't abided by them. George Weah has violated all our laws on the books, or our constitution. He has nominated individuals that come from the same county, where in the act that he presented to the legislature to pass on the LACC state that commissioners cannot come from the same county. 2 commissioners cannot come from the same county. George Weah has removed or associate justice. George Weah, if the temple of justice, if you don't rule in favor of George Weah, he removes you from as a judge or as a magistrate and puts you somewhere. My friends and my brothers on this platform, despite you from the ANC, the LINU, the ALP, what more should we tell our people? We are not the one who facing the hard times in Liberia. We are only identifying it because our pockets are suffering. Our family members, our friends are suffering. I was in Liberia a couple of months ago. 2 of my brilliant classmates have turned to Zogos because of what? Kush. This is hurting to me. This is personal to me. I know sometimes we can say politics is not personal, it's interest. This is personal to me because I see brilliant people whose life has transformed for the worse. I see people who, when we used to go to Liberia during the past regime, who would give a gas slip, who would buy at least 1 bottle of soft drink. Now they are begging us to provide these services. So let me not take a lot of time. These elections is about the sustainability and life of our children. And I'm telling each and every person on this platform, my brothers, let us contribute financially towards protecting our votes. No matter what party we are from, in the second round, we will amalgamate force. We will come together as one. Let us support financially, even if we're from LINU, ALP. I appeal to everybody. Let us please financially support the process and sensitize our people. Talk to them that they haven't seen life. Yeah.
Wow.
I think
George,
Nelson, I think
it was not George. It was George with I was speaking to.
I think you need to call
Imagine
it.
I was searching something else, and George, my man, Zoga, you're not even helping me.
No, but when you said George, and we got 2 George. Yeah.
But the good news is,
okay, you know what? I don't want to.
Yeah, because George, I think George now already gave his opinion.
Yeah, no, but when that's it, right? That's how a little bit confused. I was like, oh, but I thought you were talking to. But anyway, coming.
Yeah, I see another George. I see another George in the rest.
That mean I duplicate George. I want him to.
That George wants to go ahead. No, but George now can say yes. So George now will leave. You can leave now.
Okay, gentlemen. This is George. My name is George Weah. I'm calling from Australia. Currently live in Australia. Like we all know, I'm a Liberian. And when he said, when Nelson said George, can you hear me?
Yeah. Do you support any political party?
Oh, I support the president of the Republic of Liberia and George Weah.
All
And,
right.
Yeah, and I really I'm on here because I want to convince some of you guys here
Man, yeah, Arsenal jersey too.
about the prospects. Man, mute
Please
yourself.
mute. Guys, yeah, please mute. Yeah,
Yeah.
don't interrupt the man.
You see,
We will
yeah,
not
when
tolerate.
you-
We will not tolerate.
and I'm here to possibly
Who you coming convince?
to convince even the audience, people who are listening, that George
No, the
Weah
topic
has
balance.
started-
That's good.
yeah, George Weah has started really good, work in Liberia, and I really hope that we can give him another chance so that he can continue what he started. And because I know, look, government is continuity, and the problem we have in Liberia today, like one of our brothers said, I think George said that as well, that it did not start with George Weah, and it's not going to end with George Weah. And whoever you bring in today, the problem that exists in Liberia will still confront that person. And that person will struggle the same way George Weah is struggling to meet the needs of Liberians all over the world, or in Liberia to say. So I want us to think about the nature of Liberia. What is Liberia to us? And I see a lot of people, some people, because Liberia only government job exists, so people trying to fight their way back into government because that's the only place they can get employment. And I understand that. And that's why our politics is so difficult to formulate anything. Because here in Australia, they find us to vote, because we don't see the need to vote. Because if I don't even vote, I got my job, you know what I mean? Whoever gets it, I don't even care who's there, But in Liberia, if I'm there, I want a government job, so I will fight anyhow, you know what I mean? And find or maybe a section of the political parties that I think if I'm there, I will get a better job. So that's the place I will go. Not necessarily that they will do better than the current people are doing. So I just want us to think about it. And second thing I want to mention is to talk about the mosque that was being, spoken about. People, who think that it was a bad thing that the president, a picture was hung on the mosque. Look, we all have our opinions, I don't think it was a good thing that, anybody will put anyone's picture in a mosque or in the church to say, even in George Weah's church, his picture is not there on the wall. So it shouldn't be any excuse for anyone to put anyone's picture. It's a sacred place. It's a place where we all go to, portray before God to tell him our problems, you know what I mean? And the only person that should be in there, that's why even the church I go to, we don't hang any Jesus picture there, because we don't want to worship anything besides God himself. So God is a spirit. We don't see him. We just want to go there and portray before him and tell him what we want for him. So there's no excuse for whoever put that picture up there. They shouldn't have done it. And I'm sure that George Weah did not even want his picture there. I mean, because he's the president. He occupies the highest office in the country. So he doesn't need a picture in a mosque to consolidate who he is. Look, George Weah is one of the greatest Liberians who ever walked this earth. We can argue here, but that's what it is. It will always be that. He is the greatest Liberian ever in the world. So to ever live. So putting a picture up there did not, make him better, George Weah. It just showed that the people were overzealous when they saw him, because this is the guy who is the greatest Liberian.
Like that intro down there, will beg you.
Yeah,
intro, man. Yeah. So that bring Afra,
they decided what else can we do? We got to break all our rules for this guy because he's the greatest.
We are like God.
Robert, can I just ask George?
George, we are like to be glorified.
What's the time in Australia now?
It's 11:35 in the morning, Saturday morning.
Thank you.
All right. So, okay, Afra left, and everybody did that intro, right? Yeah, everybody did. All right. So, I think Nelson having a little connection problem. So, we'll dive straight to the issues what unfolding in our country today, and we will be able to. But I think we wanted to play some video, and so we can discuss it. But since the network giving you a lot of issues and stuff, so we will just dive straight into discussing some issues, more especially for the election commission. I don't know who all follow the latest update on the election. there was a change that was made. I don't know if you guys follow it. There was a change. The election commission said, despite the biometric voting registration, but they will still have the same, the same voting.
Mobile, I got information on that. I can give.
Okay, that's fine. You can come on with that. Yeah, but yeah, I was just looking at it, and we can highlight it, and then it'll be discussing until next can come back.
There wasn't a lot of significant change made. The election commission stated that despite the biometric registration, they would do the counting of the ballot the same way.
So my question to you.
Let me explain now.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, let me give the information, and then I'm not election commission, my brother. You ask me a question, I will not answer it. So, typical example: the ballot will be counted by hand and manually.
Yeah.
They will have a ballot box. They have the ballot box, and they'll have the numerous parties observers with the basket in front of them.
Mm-hmm.
George Weah, 1. George Weah, 2. Joseph Boakai, 3. Joseph Boakai, 3. That's how they said it will be. So there's not any significant. The reason why they are doing that because we don't have the network, the internet connectivity in the rural part of the country. So the biometric system will not be active all throughout Liberia. That's why they put this same mechanism in place, and they are just informing us. That's the information.
Okay, now anybody got like to show on it, but I mean to chew on it, but before you come in, okay, yeah, you can come in.
Yeah, I think with regards to the election commission and the quote unquote biometric voters registration, I mean, for me personally, I did not register in Liberia, but what I think election commission did over there was nothing biometric attached to it. If you're doing biometric, you should do something like retina scanner or fingerprint. I think there is nothing over there for identification. It's just something like a Excel spreadsheet they have. Like, they're just trying to transfer the voter registration rule to the computer. I think that's basically what they're doing. So I mean, saying that they will be counting the ballots manually is not surprise, but bro, you don't expect somebody to put in sheet and then you count it on computer.
Information.
Yeah.
The general tabulation of the ballot. For example, District 9, Don Bosco Youth Center, Precinct 1, we have 200 votes. That total amount will go to the data center.
I know.
So my point here is then why the biometric was made for?
The biometric
was manually.
The biometric was only made for the registration. It was Look, this was a pilot program that they were testing.
All right.
This is the first time that Liberia did the biometric thing. It's a pilot program that was being tested that will speed up and make the registration to be fast. Because when I went to register, there were two lines: those who did the online registration and those who was there to do the entire process.
Yeah,
the online registration line was prioritized because your name was already in the data in the system. My brother here who know IT, we expand on it. We're already in the system. So all we did when I got to the center to register, the electoral official that said who all did online registration, I put my hand and said, come. When I went, they took my fingerprint, they took my picture. As soon as I called my name, my information came up.
That's not express.
Yeah, but my brother, there'll be no difference. We'll still have the ballot papers, the ballot result papers stuck on electoral buildings outside where people can go and see the result. So there'll be no difference.
Yeah, so let me just
in order, George, you will come in, but let SB come in and throw light on it, and then from there we'll come to you.
I'll be
SB.
very quick. I
Yeah.
think George Dan went further into this topic. What I just want to say, this is not new. From the very beginning of this biometric registration thing, they said that the actual voting process was going to be manual. They did not tell us that they were going to use the biometric system to conduct the actual election. They told us that it was going to be used for registration. So I don't think they are far from what they told the Liberian people. And we are used to the old system. We should continue to preach the message of having the right people to mine the ballot, having the right people to watch, the voting system. Process for all of our candidates. So I just wanted to add that.
Okay. All right. Can I come in now?
Yeah, come in, yeah.
Yeah. So just to highlight what the brothers said in regards to biometric voting, like Brother Sandy rightly just said, it was quite clear that the biometric system was not going to be used to conduct election, but rather for registration purposes. So the biometric was involved in a sense that to add more credibility and also to minimize fraudulent activity, to minimize people doing double registrations. And so the fingerprint or whatever biometric sample was taken is attached to your name, so to minimize duplications. But just to even in the US here, people still do the regular manual voting in terms of like a mailing ballot. They send a physical copy to your house via mail, and then you choose a candidate, and then you mail the letter out, and then they physically check the ballot. So there's nothing wrong with that. But again, what we hear this evening is to market our Senate Bureau to the Liberian people, which means that some of us happen to come from the JMB camp. And today, one thing stood out for me today, and when I met JMB at his hotel room, the discussion was quite, it was not of a lengthy conversation, but rather 60 minutes meeting, because he had a 6 o'clock engagement. We shortly discussed what's going to be done for Liberia, and the old man is very vibrant and he's enthusiastic about what he's going to do for Liberia. And he also encouraged the young people involvement, and also we all should do our best to contribute, because the only way that we're going to lose this election is either we are complacent, or we fail to somehow protect our ballot.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, thank you for that clarity as an RT person. And George Wagner, right? That's the name. You want to throw light on it?
That's
or
Guido.
You want to go to the next topic?
That's Guido. Look, I just want to throw light quickly before we
Okay, no problem. All right.
Look, my brother Magnus, I understand your contention, and my brother Dan. I'm lying, my man. I couldn't tell you that in Australia when I'm not in Australia. You asked me for the time. I was just trying to figure it out. Yeah, no, but look, it's all good. It's all good. We are credible people here.
I just wanted to know, because you keep me wearing Arsenal t-shirt.
It's
so
okay.
I just wanted to ask you for the time.
It's okay. Okay. They had to call him. The GMB you guys are supporting. He support Arsenal. So that's the only thing we're going in common. Okay. What I want to say is that even here in Australia, when I went to vote for our prime minister here, they still look for money on the paper that day. You mean Australia? They look for money on the paper that day. Oh, your name. Then they give me the ballot. I go and mark it and put it in the thing. So if anyone thinks that in Liberia it will now jump from finding name on paper and going to put the ballot to just go and click button on the TV or on the computer screen, it's not going to happen now. That digital thing, let's wait for the next 20 years to come. The second thing I want to say before we move to the next topic, I know that we all got our interests. We all get Liberia as our common denominator, and we want to make sure that Liberia is the country that we want it to be. However, everyone got different methodology in how they want to do it. Just like anyone else, we got different ideas. That's why we are diverse people. But what I think we should do is to give George Weah the second term in which he will continue to improve on where he has started. I'm not saying George Weah is perfect. George Weah came to the presidency without having enough experience. The only thing George Weah took to that presidency, of which I supported him, is that I knew that George Weah is a guy who has a big heart. And he wants to make sure that what he sees abroad is put there. What he did not know that how to put it there is different. You know what I mean? So he has learned it. He has learned that in his 6 years, he has learned that you might think that I can just take this thing from here and bring it here. You think that I want to do it because that's what you want to do. You want to move this thing from point A to point B.
All right.
Let me finish.
I want to understand something. I want to understand something.
Uh-huh.
You want to tell me Josh they gave me a
No. We don't let me. We're on different topic. We're on different topic. We're on different topic. I know you are not here, so I say, okay, let me
finish that message there quickly.
Yeah. So now you
know when I hear a lot, I want to happen.
Yeah. So listen, gentlemen, if you get an idea, you say I want to leave. Let's say, let me give it different.
No, you leave. You staying what the mail.
You're not going nowhere today. You're not going nowhere.
You leave. You see. We need you on the show because a lot of people want to attack you.
I'll be here. But let me.
So now you get what?
Let me finish my comment. So, like you say, you're a Liberian child or in Liberia, and you want to leave a parent's house to go and live outside. Most of the time, we made the mistake is that we're not prepared fully to leave our parents' house, and usually we go and we'll come back to the house. You see it? So, in the term of the presidency, George Weah knew that I want to make the country great. And I want to do it. Why he did not know that Liberia does not have the capacity, the money, even the intellect. Let's say the skill set. If I want to open company in Liberia, IT company, right? To open in Liberia, just to employ a lot of people who will be servicing all of the company I work for here. Our IT, our AP, what they call account payable people, all of them in Indonesia and in Philippines. We could do it in Liberia, but we don't have the capacity. I mean, there's no electricity. Electricity is constant. I would even recommend people from Liberia who can do IT to sit in their houses and work for 8 hours a day and make good money. But we don't have that capacity. So that thing, it happens gradually. And that's why Liberia is moving. I was just talking to my brother this morning, and he's in Harper, Maryland County.
Thank you.
Put the light on, and I'm like, oh, he said, yeah, we got 24-hour light now. Liberia is getting better. I said, look, Liberia is not the way we want
to do. One thing, Jerry.
I'll get my man. All right.
So let me chip in. I don't know how.
Come on with the next topic, Nancy.
I don't know how the discussion escaped me and went to Josh. Maybe because he's seditious, so he got preference.
No, not that.
And every time Josh.
No, you went off. I think you came back. You went off. I think you went off.
Well, I was here.
You are all right, but I think I see you. Because, my man, you're not beating that. Don't worry about.
Okay, so let me get respond to Josh because
we want to speak together.
But then when you respond to me, I gotta respond to you too. It's so long.
No. Let's have Raymond to make his point conclude.
Yeah.
So we bring in.
We'll next topic.
Ray has joined us. Once Ray makes his opening comment, then we'll move on to the next topic. Campaign starts today. That's something big to talk about. Different aspects, different issues around it to talk about. That I think we should move on to. But let's have you, Raymond. Then we can move to.
So George talk about George. We are not being prepared for the job, and yet took the job, and yet he's trying to sell George Weah to us, a candidate that can be sold. Look, Josh, Liberia is not play. You're living in Australia, and you're living a very comfortable life. But people we went to school with, people we work with. I work in government. I even work in the George Weah-led government, Josh. So when we are talking because country first, and not about personal interest or a love. Because you spoke and said George Weah is the greatest Liberian that ever lived. I don't know how you measure that, but it seems to me that it's clear that you idolize him and you're fanatics of George Weah. But that's not the issue. The issue is the rice and soup issue for the Liberian people. How they get medication, how they eat, how they pay their rent, and how they live one day to another. This is a man who served as peace ambassador, had a budget of $1 million during the Ellen-led government. According to you, he was not prepared for the job, learned nothing. He ate. Came to the US, went to school, learned nothing.
He becoming
became a
president.
senator, was a dumb
You want the
senator,
issue.
never
You want
said
the
a
president.
thing,
You
never
want the
pushed
issue.
a bill in the Senate.
Because if you want me to insult somebody too, I can do the same thing. But that
I'm
you
not
the issue.
insulting inept, it
Let
means
me
incompetent. Dumb
is not
means
an
not
insult.
speaking.
Hello, hello,
I'm not insulting. Inept means
hello,
incompetent.
Josh.
Yeah.
On the show, we can have the worst disagreement, but one thing we don't do, we don't insult. No,
Definitely. I don't
it's
want to do
totally
that at
against
all.
our rule. Yeah.
So I didn't insult him. I said inept. Inept means incompetent. Okay, I
Incompetent,
changed
yeah.
the word from inept to incompetent. Dumb means
Yeah,
mute.
just learn your thoughts. So we'll go
Yeah,
to
you can
Ture.
say dumb. You can say dumb.
Dumb means mute. When you can't talk, you're dumb.
No, that's not just it. You
That's
need
the
to
word.
come-
My man, go.
use
You
better
got a
words.
dictionary on your
Raymond
phone. Can you define the word mute? Someone who doesn't talk.
Exactly.
Someone who can talk.
Let's
So
let's
you
not
can go
mute
and define it, but
ourselves.
don't choose
Let's
my
mute
words.
ourselves. Let Raymond learn his thought. Everybody will have their time, please. Raymond, you have 30 seconds to do that quickly, please.
So this is a man who was in the Senate and could not speak. Never spoke on the floor. Never pushed any legislation.
But the man said he spoke. We have a video to that.
And
you just heard the president recently when he said
And when he
spoke.
said that, he lied, because whoever he mentioned as the speaker, as the president pro tempore at the time, wasn't the president pro tempore. So you know the information was just false and misleading. I serve in the government. There are people who are very competent. Went to school, went out of Liberia, got master's degree in Liberia, and can't earn a salary after 3 months. How can a country like that survive? This is the issue we're talking about. It's not about personal love, personal interest. I knew George Weah when he was Goodwill Ambassador. I was into youth service. I interacted with George Weah, so I know he at that level.
Thank
But
you
it's
very
not
much.
about that,
Thank
it's
you very
beyond
much,
that.
Raymond. Let's hold you there. Your time is up. Ture, come in, please. Just you can just jump into the topic since you already got caught up in it.
Yeah, guys. Thank you once again. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for elevating the conversation. I appreciate all of you, man. I feel like this is what we need. We need more of this. But let me just give my low perspective because I don't want to go back. And we can just go ahead. But
you're a supporter of Unity Party, right?
Nah.
ANC? I think gradually we're having a full house. We have Councilor Gonglo, we have the CDC man, we have the ANC, and then go ahead, Ture. Just
yeah, guys. Let me say this, right? I would just go off to about that masjid, the mosque situation. And Josh Weatherman, good perspective, man. You know, in as much you know, I suspect you're a Christian. Right. So I'm a Muslim. And for the record, the president picture was not hung in a mosque. It was outside of the mosque.
Okay.
All right. It would have been worse if it was inside of the mosque. But even outside of the mosque, it's just unprecedented. Right? It's unprecedented. It's something, I've never seen it ever in my life. Right? Because image is something that is not supposed to be anywhere around Washington's area. And to have seen that today, I was disturbed. All right? I was disturbed. And the president is allowed to go in the masjid. We welcome our Christian brothers and sisters in the masjid. We can come and break bread. All that is acceptable. But image, and that's just not to Islam. Even Christianity. I heard my brother Josh Wader talking about that. Because image is something that number one is distracting. And it take your mind off of the Almighty God. You know what I'm saying? So let's discuss the issue and be real. All right. So I'm gonna just keep it like that and just join you guys, and then we can continue the rest of the conversation. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. So let's move to our next talking point. We will land on this talking point, and then we'll bring another batch of people in studio because so many people want to join the show now. Yes, but it's already filled. Now, I want to know from each and every person here, we are all Liberians, regardless of the political party you come from. Now, as Liberians, we have something called the Code of Conduct that sets the ground rule for what the people in the executive, for how the people in the executive are supposed to conduct themselves. As part of what the ground rule is, the very code of conduct states that individuals who are presidential appointees, if they want to, first of all, the code of conduct prohibits individuals who are appointed or serving in government using their influence to canvass for political party, and there are other aspects that has to do with people resigning prior to election and all of that. But I want to know from, and all of you can weigh in your thoughts, what do you make of this whole situation in the country right now, where individuals who are presidential appointees serving, for example, like at the governance commission, Garrison Yelu, as we have right now, getting fully involved with campaign activities in the country, something that contravenes the law, the code of conduct. What's your take on this, guys? Should we still have the code of conduct? Do you think it's prudent at this time? Should we have the code of conduct just as a law on the book, but then in reality is not being respected? What's your take on campaign opening today, and the code of conduct and all of that? Let's start with you. Okay, Mobile, you'll be the last. I want us to start with Sharif, then we'll go to George and so forth.
All right, guys. So this is what we're talking about, good leadership. So if you have a tree and it's rotting from the top, the branches and the roots are messed up. So you have the man that is heading the country, George Weah. He does not respect the rules of law of that nation. The guy is grossly inept. I know that's the word that George Weah hates the most. He probably needs to go and then check the definition of that word. If you have someone like George Weah ignoring such rules of law, what do you expect people who work in his government is going to do? They're not going to respect nothing. So this is the reason why that some of us are on this platform and advocating for JMB. When we talk about JMB, we want someone to come and study the shape of our country. We don't want to. Just a few days ago, my older sister had a pressure. On her way going to the hospital, she died in a keke, simply because they visited 3 different medical centers. There was not simple device such as oxygen. That's the reason. You, Mr. George Weah, I pray and I do know you have family members in Liberia. We in touch with them every day. We go there every time. I don't know when was the last time you went to Liberia. You cannot walk from Raylight. You cannot walk from one community junction to another community junction without being in fear of your life. You have a president who tell people that, hey, you are a security of your own. You go outside of Liberia, there's no medication in hospitals. There's no budget assigned to them.
Yeah. So Sherry, let's come back to the code of conduct.
The code of conduct.
You have one more minute, so we can go around.
So to summarize everything, you have a president who does not respect the rules of law of our country. We all saw the removal of Cabinet Janet from the Justice Minister from the Supreme Court. If someone who does respect the rules of law, that was never going to happen, because he knows that there will be no ramification at last. So that's the reason. That's why we are calling for a regime change, and that change is any other opposition but George Weah.
So one quick question: Do you think, Sharif? Do you think we should still have something called the code of conduct when in fact it's being consistently violated, or do you subscribe to the mindset that we can still make a change, we can still make a difference?
We can still make a difference. The code of law has to be there, because that's what makes a society function. If we have a few actors who are not respecting a code of law, that does not mean that the code of law cannot stay. So that's just on the leadership. That's only, and that it is not only George Weah. If somebody else comes in today and it does not implement it, that's on that leader. We have to hold them accountable. It's not only George Weah.
Thank you. Let's go to you, Josh. The CEO will be coming on shortly, but let's go to you, Josh. Go ahead.
Is that George Weah or George Dan?
Yeah, thank you for the. In Nelson, the code of conduct was passed 2014 in March.
Yeah.
The reason why the code of conduct was passed was to have a public policy to respect the rule of law when it comes to electionary matters, when it comes to lobbying, when it comes to meddling in politics, so that we can have a differentiation or device in our body politics. And the code of conduct stated that you should resign 2 years prior to an electoral process. Our brother George here is telling us that George Weah has violated the code of conduct, so we should pull him back for a second term. Our brother George here is telling us that my 14-year-old son that in Liberia, that his future should be a trial and error by somebody who don't have no experience, no knowledge, no respect for the rule of law, no respect for the code of conduct. We should give him another trial so that he can mess up my 14-year-old son who's in Liberia future. My brother Joshua is telling us that we see our family members being abused, being allegedly raped. I don't want to just say rape because it's the DNA machine that he brought not even working. He said he brought DNA machine. It's not even working. We're doing trial and error investigation in a police force. Our brother Josh is telling us here that our police officers who are in the street, in the traffic, that when we present our license to them, they seize our license allegedly intending to give us something because why? They are not taking pay. The salary is not coming. Even the salary that is coming cannot take care of their livelihood. So, Nelson, to follow your point, let us get rid of the code of conduct because it's not even active.
Okay, so you think we should not have it at all?
We
because
shouldn't
it's
have
not
the
serving the
code. We
purpose.
shouldn't have the code of conduct. There's no need if it's not being respected by this government. There's no need.
Okay.
That's my just
Thank you.
want to assist on it.
Thank you very much, Josh. Cindy, go ahead. What's your take on it?
Yeah, thank you, Nelson. I do want to slightly disagree with Josh Dan when he said we should take away a law that is meant to protect our electoral process. Just because a government in power does not respect the rules of law, I disagree with that. I think we should have it. But here is what we need to do, and I think Josh can agree with me on this part. We should remove Josh Weah and put in a government, a leader that will respect the rule of law, appoint the right people. We can blame Josh Weah on this topic, and I agree that we can blame Josh Weah. But let's also look at the institutions that should be in place to address the issue of law. Our judiciary branch of government is compromised. They are not doing what it's supposed to do, not holding the president and the executive branch of government accountable enough. And I also look at the election commission, compromise. We know the commissioner, we know her background, we know her affiliation with Josh Weah. So we know that those institutions are compromised. But here is what we need to do as Liberia. We need to elect a leader that will stand out for Liberia, that would not compromise his integrity for his personal benefit. That leader, as we should know, is His Honorable Alexander Cummings. Mr. Cummings is an experienced manager. He comes in with the technical skills that are needed to transform this country. He comes in with the experience to transform and improve our economy. And he will not compromise his integrity to appoint people that will not respect the rule of law. So we should keep the code of conduct, but elect Alexander Cummings to transform our country for the better.
Thank you very much. Okay, so
Nelson, are we allowed to ask questions?
we want to round up everything because
Yeah, I just want to ask
wanna-
my brother Cindy just one short question.
Okay, go ahead, do that quickly.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
Cindy.
do that.
In the eventuality that Mr. Cummings don't make it to the second round, are you going to support the candidate that is going against George Weah?
I think this is the music now because I've been asked this question several times. Yes.
You have been accepted, but I'm asking you now.
I do know that Mr. Cummings will be the one defeating George Weah, but if in our dream, if anyone else, including JMB, should go in the second round, yes. I want anyone else but George Weah to lead Liberia. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So let's go to Magnus. Go ahead, Magnus, quickly. Magnus, you have a minute, sir. Let's try to round this up.
Yeah, quickly. On the issue of the code of conduct, I think we should maintain a code of conduct that George Weah is not abiding by the code of conduct. Does not mean we should scratch the laws of the book. And George Weah not taking into consideration the code of conduct and abiding by it is one of the reasons why we need a voting out for disrespecting our laws. And as George said, George Weah is keen to learn on the job. The presidency is now a place to learn. The presidency is a place for people who are ready to lead, like the ambassador Joseph Yuma Boakai. And George is appealing to us to let George Weah continue what he started. George, if we allow George Weah to continue what he started, it means by the time another 6 years is over, George Weah will have probably 80 or 90 mansions for himself. There will be 1,000 people killed because there are people on the rampage. Extrajudicial killing is going on every day. There will be rampant corruption where people will just work and just take the money and put it in their pocket, like the 25 million mob order just went into thin air. And there will be a total collapse in the rule of law, like we've seen with the disregard of the code of conduct. So, as I'm saying now, George Weah should be voted out by every Liberian who means well for this country, and he should be replaced on October 10 by a leader who is ready to lead from day one, and a leader with integrity and the experience in Joseph Yuma Boakai.
Thank you very much. Josh, let's hear from you, sir.
Okay, thank you so much, Nelson. Just to start off with, I want to deal with the issue of the code of conduct. One of the things that we Liberians we fail to do most times is that we don't find the nucleus of the problem or what the issues are. We look at what has happened, but what brought about what happened, we don't follow it. And that's where we do window dressing every time, we change president every time, but we are still poor. We change whoever we want to change, but this situation still exists because we don't actually study the nucleus of the problem. We just go about things and say, oh, that ain't many problem, that thing from there. When that thing from there, the same thing still happens. So let's look at the code of conduct. Code of conduct, let's look at the intent of the establishment of the code of conduct. It was simply meant not to give unfair advantage in the electoral process. That is, you're working for government, you got using government car to go home, you're using everything, and when you're driving that government fuel you're driving with, then you're ready, you go put your hand up. I would want to run too. Because I'm in government, I ain't get a job. I cannot, you know what I mean, get us in privilege. You see it? That was the intent of the law. But people don't understand that. Here in Australia, you can be minister, you can run for any office, because here, everyone living standard is to a certain level that no one is giving unfairly, because even if you work in government, the government car you got, the car that will be more than the government car. You see it? So people get, there's no unfair advantage. So if you say, George Weah violate this code of conduct, the same code of conduct tell you that even you can be a minister now. If your people come from your village and say we petition you, code of conduct does not exist, you can go and run. You understand that? You see, that's why, because the intent of the law, we have to first study it before we start blaming people. Because let me tell you, I don't care what you guys do. If you change George Weah, we'll still become poor in our country because we're not addressing the issues.
John, with respect to this issue, is the purpose the actual purpose of the code of conduct being met? Are
Yes.
we really achieving the reason why the code of conduct was passed?
No, it wasn't during Ellen's time. It will not be George Weah time, and whoever comes,
Maybe there comes a time. Maybe there comes a time. Maybe there comes a time when we'll have to forget about Ellen's time. You know, because that it was wrong yesterday, it doesn't make it to be right today. So
and you're right. You're right.
It's very important that we focus on where we are and how do we get from where we are. So
Nelson, you know what?
And he's predicting that it will not work in the future. That's bothering.
Oh, yeah, because we're not addressing the issues. Okay, let me tell you, Nelson, I agree with you. I forget about Ellen, yeah. I forget about JJ Roberts, right? But the same issue that existed during JJ Roberts time still exists now. You know that, right? So if we would not make reference to the old time, how can we look at where we are right now before we move to where we want to go? So the issues are, what I want to say is that if we address the root cause of the issue, the same thing you're talking here, if now, maybe another minister in the government now, if people come from a village and say we want to be a representative, the code of conduct will gain free pass to go, because nobody's right can be violated by any other law when our constitution says everyone is free to participate in any election at any time. There's no law that can infringe on your rights. So you see, the code of conduct can only stand the test of that. So let me tell you what I want to say. I want to close up right here, Brother Nelson. The thing is that this particular law is a contentious law, because it prohibits my human right as a Liberian to contest any position in my country. You know what I mean? Legislative position.
It doesn't. Okay, so let's do it one at a time.
Yeah.
It doesn't prohibit your right as a citizen to participate in election. What it does is that it creates the process. All right. It sets the procedure. What if you want to participate, especially if you're in government, what are you supposed to do? What's the time frame you're supposed to do it in order to be, able to participate? That is, if you actually want to participate.
Yeah.
So that's why
that's true. That's true. But if someone say, Nelson, you can live, we can live in the night. You know what I mean? That is restricting your way of life. You see it? So the law still put restriction on that. You understand me? And our constitution said no one could be restricted for any reason whatsoever of being, putting the hand off for any electoral post. So that law still is going to be a contentious one. It's still going to be.
No, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Nelson, can I just?
Nelson, I've been listening. You give me turn. I pick you.
No, Papa. It's to raise time.
It's to raise time.
Okay, Ture, go ahead, brother.
Right after to raise you.
Yeah. So look, guys, let
the CEO is trying to come in, but I don't know what's happening with this link.
Let's look at
SEO can here, because I want to tell Josh about that code of conduct you're talking about.
I said I want to hear about
5.1.
Josh,
5.1,
right?
Let Councilor Gonglo make talk, my man.
Look, George, let me tell you this: the code of conduct, Josh, I marvel your courage, bro. For you look like a piñata right now. Everybody taking a shot at you, but that's great, right? Yeah. That is so great.
I like it.
Look, now let's look at the code of conduct, Josh. I know you have a, you have a job, and a job obviously there's a code of conduct, right? What it does, it just puts you in a box. They say, look, Josh, that's what you're supposed to do, right? If you do this, you go against policy. You know what I mean? Then you have to hear from HR, okay? And I'm pretty sure Nelson the same way.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying? So that is what it is. It's a fair play, all right? When I look at this, we talk about, you see, sometimes let put people in position that will actually do the job. And that's why I'm telling y'all, the person that is best fit to take on our country right now, it's Yaron Gonglo, right? There's a guy that understands what Liberia needs. They call the president Barrow medicine. I tell you what, Liberia needs someone that understands the rule of law. All right, let's put Yaron Gonglo there, straighten everything up. Let using Ajah Roland of Ghana come and establish the thing, right? They will have a sustainable growth and development. That's what the Baba is asking for. And that's what we need. We Liberians, we need to understand that. All right. This thing we talk about Ellington, we talk about Turboton, all that stuff. We still turning around the same place. We're not making no progress. Because you know what? The single one thing that we are not respecting is the rule of law. We are not respecting the rule of law. We can talk about corruption, we can talk about nepotism, we can talk about all of these things. All these things are happening because we are not respecting the rule of law. And now this government is surprised why they have not been able to attract foreign direct investment. Well, guess what? I have a question for you. If you impeach or certain Supreme Court judge, this is what's going to happen. Investment not going to come to our country because people are not going to bring their money in and know that they're actually going to be compromising their very selves, right? So have all these issues, all these laundry list of issues that we need to face, but all permeate from respecting the rule of law. And that's what Gonglo, the pape that is self-accountable, right? He's self-accountable because that's the thing. Accountability starts from oneself. If you can actually look in the mirror and hold yourself accountable, then you'll be able to look at other people and try to regulate them. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, John Gonglo is the way. And I'm looking start thinking about what John Gonglo can do for you. Thank you.
All right.
Why the girls is okay? Why the girls?
The main point is who terminology boys and girls.
Don't have a space in Kumi administration.
Well, Brother Nelson, thank you so much for this conversation, and I'm so happy to be here tonight. Every time I try to get in, it can be so hard, but tonight I'm in. Thank you so much. Let me say good evening, good afternoon to all of the panelists that are on here tonight. And gentlemen, thank you so much for coming out here to contribute to the format of our country. But I just want to say a few things when it comes to the code of conduct. The code of conduct is very clear, right? Let me move my intellectual heart and put it one side and speak colloquial so we can understand it. Why is it that 15-year-olds supposed to get married? And we say before you get married, you must be 18-year-old. How that thing supposed to be something that is supposed to stop somebody human right? Like my brother George talking about here. George, they play in air. He get job. They tell you say, kind of well, you're supposed to be on the club at 5:30. 5:30 when you are late. How is that infringing on his right? It's not.
Can I just address that quickly because you guys are calling my name? Let me just address it.
We'll come to you. We'll come to you.
No, come back to you, brother. The fact of the matter here is all of us here talking about the rule of law. No country can exist. Even in heaven, there are rules. Even in heaven, there are rules. Rules are there. They are not talking about on earth. Then you're telling me about the code of conduct is contentious. In heaven, God said when you come here, that one territory here, you will behave the way I tell you to behave. In heaven, that's what God said. You go there, his territory is his territory. You can't argue with the king. The king say a rule, you must follow A. If you can't follow A, you can't make it there. So here we are telling you that the code of conduct had no contentious issue there. They tell you say if you want to participate, if you working in government, resign 2 years. 2 years resign. And then you participate. What big about that? They say they're infringing on your right. The other thing here is that the government continue to violate the constitution and even the code of conduct. If you read the code of conduct, when you go on political participation, Brother George, your current campaign manager for the CDC is the Commissioner General at Maritime. The code of conduct says when you should not even campaign or participate on a political participation.
Or you should resign. Or you should resign.
You should either resign.
I got an article right for me. I'm waiting for my time.
If let me read that for you quickly. Let me read that.
No, I'll read it for him.
I beg you.
I want to read it for him.
Code of conduct, political participation, section C. It says anybody, official or government who want to participate shall not serve on a campaign team of any political party or a campaign of an independent candidate. That is political participation under the code of conduct. Your president who put him up, our president who put him up, he said he will make sure and protect, defend the constitution and laws of Liberia. But he was able to appoint Eugene Nambe, who is the Commissioner General at Maritime, as the campaign team for the CDC 2023 general election. But you count this on social media and tell us say the code of conduct is contentious. That is far from the truth. Very far from the truth. But I will close on by saying this. If Joseph Numa Boakai was not in this election, I would have told you the best candidate to vote for would be Tiewon C. Gongolo. Because he has got what it takes to be a president. He is a presidential material. He has the experience, and he's someone who is very straightforward. But I would say to Tiewon Gongolo and all of his supporters, the Babakin Lay, let him join the tree. 2029. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So let's have Twe coming in, and then we will go to yeah. So Twe,
you get some reply because everything is coming to me. So you give me some time to reply to some.
Don't worry.
The reply. We'll get one. We'll get 30 seconds.
Nelson.
Yeah.
Nelson. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. We hear
Okay,
you.
man.
Well.
Yeah, good evening, guys. It's good to be back again. I just wanted to say something quick to my brother that was wearing a badge, that was on earlier, man. We're talking about two things here tonight. We're talking about code and we're talking about conduct. When you're wearing a badge, don't come on a show and try to say code of conduct is not important. We live in this great United States, and guess what? We go by our code. There's a code, man. So we should not try to fool the Liberian people. Come on, and you wearing a badge, and you try to dispute that code is not important.
So Twe, since you are referring to Josh and he's now on the platform, let me make a quick clarity. So his point was coming from the background where he was not saying that code of conduct is not important. He said it's important.
Okay.
But the fact that we are not, it is not living its true essence. I mean, the actual intent of the code of conduct is not being implemented. It will be better that we get rid of it because it's not respected. It will be better we get rid of it.
But Brother Nelson, what I'm saying here is that, I mean, when you're wearing a badge, no matter what, do not send that message. You are sending the wrong message. And I think we should just, if we come up in a uniform on the stage, we should go by what we believe in. And I think the only person that will be the only thing Liberia need is somebody that will implement, somebody that will carry out, somebody that will enforce. That's our problem. And I think Joseph Yema Boyka will be the one that will enforce that.
Okay. Thank you very much. So we should be going to mobile, but Sandy, let's get Sandy to just conclude so he can leave. Then we can get space to bring the CEO in. Then mobile, while Sandy is leaving, you're coming to conclude.
Yeah, so I got 3 minutes, right?
Hey, excuse me, I will give my space to the CEO because, and guys, it's nice meeting everybody, and I will see you again, man. God bless.
God bless
Thank
you too,
you.
brother.
All right, bye.
That's your time.
Yeah, so Sandy, you have 1 minute. I mean, you get 3 minutes.
Okay. One and a half, please. 1.5. Yes, I have to leave a little early tonight, and I asked Nelson. So thank you for being, generous enough to give me the time to talk. I mean, Josh Wither. I mean, you are in a tough space, my brother, and I understand that.
No.
To come here and sell Josh Weah to us is hard. When Liberian people, when George Weah is telling you to give Weah another term, he's telling you to allow Weah to continue to kill our citizens. He's telling you to allow Weah to amplify poverty on the people. He's telling you that George Weah we should give George Weah a chance to continue to destroy the youth by encouraging drugs dealers to bring drugs into the nation. And some of us will refuse that. And I'm sure the Liberian people will refuse that. And we can see that the Liberian people are refusing that. But here is the good news. We have a leader that can quickly transform Liberia from the mess we are in now to a country that all of us will be proud of. And that leader is Mr. Eddie Cummings. Mr. Cummings has the integrity. He will never compromise his integrity for anything, not for riches. He's a self-made, wealthy man. Unless George Weah, who proclaimed to have been rich, but waited for the Liberian people resources to build mansions, Mr. Cummings will not do that. Mr. Cummings is ready on day one to rescue and fix Liberia. A Liberia that all of us, especially us, the young people, the youth, will enjoy and would like to see left for our children and their children. The issue we are faced with now as a country is the economy, the security issue. Our country is struggling. Our people are struggling. They are poor. George Weah brought poverty, increased poverty on them. Mr. Cummings is coming into the picture with a management experience, technical skills that are needed to restructure our economy, put it on par with our neighboring countries, including Ghana, the Gambia, and other countries that are doing well in the region. Mr. Cummings has a plan to promote an education system for our youth that all of us will be proud of. Not the mess we have now that George Weah brought on us. So I'm asking all of you, I know there are many alternatives in the race, but ask yourself, who is able to dig us out of the hole that we are in now instantly? And when I say instantly, I'm talking about in the space of months. Not someone who would take 6 years, 5, 6 years to understand the issue before they can drag it out.
So Sandy, just learn, please.
So I'm learning now. Mr. Cummings will rescue us, will face the country in a very short period of time.
Quick
Thank
fix.
you, gentlemen.
So the fix is a quick fix.
It's a quick fix. Thank you. He's a political handyman. He's a quick fix.
Let me tell you something. Quick impact project.
Quick impact project.
No. We're talking about men with good experience who can do the work very efficiently. So there's a difference between just a quick work and an efficient work, and we all know that efficiency is what Mr. Cummings is bringing to the table. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Gentlemen, have a good night. I have to leave.
Thank you, Sandy. Thanks a whole lot.
Thank you.
Okay, so basically, Moba.
Yeah, let me that chip in with my brother George. You know, he was discussing about the code of conduct. Every nation in this world, based on their constitution. Well, if you come here on the platform and telling us different things contrary to the constitution, is wrong. It's 100% wrong. Now, let me read to you 5.1 of the code of conduct, so you can get it. And tomorrow, when somebody come in and tell you say, what Joia is doing, you should not be a sycophant by backing him or by just saying the right thing. According to 5.1 of the Code of Conduct, state that all official appointees by the President of the Republic of Liberia shall not engage in any, they say one, in any political activity. According to 5.1, the Code of Conduct shall not participate in any political activity. So when you come here and tell us that all the appointees by the president is running campaign, and you're telling us that it's right, it's wrong, my brother. Let us be, let us say the truth to the Liberian people. Let us speak the facts. We shouldn't base our love for individual more than country. You understand? And then I come in. And then when you go down, it will tell you, say, using of government facility, equipment, or resources in any support or party or political activity, campaign team, political party, campaign of independent candidate is wrong. Let us speak the fact according to the Constitution. We shouldn't quote from ourselves. That's all I want to say. I'm here to and I here to, of course, say the truth to CDC, because I'm not here to attack ANC, but I'm here to attack the CDC, because where my country is today is because of the CDC. So if you come here as a CDC panelist, it should be well seasoned. You should quote according to our Constitution and quote according to what is unfolding in our country. You cannot backslide. We will get you. Thank you.
So can I come now, guys?
Thank you very much, Mova.
I respond.
Exactly. Yeah.
Interestingly,
you don't want me to reply.
We want to get Raymond and our next guest and our next panelist. Is it Kopar?
The CEO sleeping?
No, the CEO will soon be coming.
I enjoy me laughing.
They make it enjoy the show. They make it be enjoying the show.
So listen, George, we'll
Yeah.
come to you right after these two individuals that just joined us.
No worries.
Yeah. So Raymond, take it. Let's go from your end.
So we can go
You
back.
have
to-
just a minute, sir. Raymond, you have just a minute, sir.
Okay, so we can go back to when George Weah became president. The first thing he did was to break the rule of law. George Weah have destroyed everything that we would once refer to as sweet Liberia or any civilized society can hold on to and call a community. He removed a sitting Supreme Court Josh. They went to the ECOWAS court, the procedures were all wrong, nothing. George Weah wants to be a king. And to be a king means you can't abide by rules, you make the rules. The code of conduct, my brother George knows it, and he said it right. It's meant to give a plain level field for participation in our elections. And not giving those who already in government, who already have an advantage over others in terms of participation. There's no civilized society. Even our indigenous people got rules that govern society. People can't live in any place without rules. And everyone has said it clear to you, my brother. The Constitution gave the rights to participate in our elections. But there are always criteria to meet before participation. And there are other laws. The Constitution exists with other laws. And there's no conflict. Before you participate as in the presidential election, you got to meet a certain criteria. And you have to pay a certain fees. Irrespective of your right to participate, if you don't register in time and pay the fees, you are not going to participate. But the CDC is not interested in the rule of law. They're not interested in having the Liberian people to be the leaders. They feel within themselves they are the leaders, and all their intention is to suppress the Liberian people. So they don't
10
care about the
seconds.
rule of law.
10 seconds. You
So
done?
they really don't care about the rule of law. So all we need to do is to get them out. Anyone from the opposition, I support Joseph Yema Boaka. I'm a non-partisan. I don't belong to the Unity Party or any other party. But if not Joseph Yema Boaka, Tawan Gonglo, Edizana Kunis, any other person from the opposition could do a better work than George Weah. He has already proven that he's not capable of heading the affairs of the state.
Thank you.
Another
Thank you.
6
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Mr. Woa, did I get the name right? Go ahead, sir.
He's muted.
You are muted. Can you unmute? Okay. You are still muted, sir.
Okay, yeah.
On muting, Nelson and see.
Okay, okay. No, you're right. You're right. I have to unmute him. Yeah. I muted him because there was a
Thank you. You did, but thank you very much, guys. Thank you for being part of this platform. My name is Kopa Wo, a Liberian living in Philadelphia in the US. For me, I have not come here to attack anybody. I have come here to promote the next president of the Republic of Liberia, Tiawonse Gongo. And I stand with him 100%. Why should we be, discussing the code of conduct? I'm shocked that other people will say it's not essential or it should not be applied. The code of conduct itself is something that everybody should live with. Even in the U.S. Army. They have code of conduct. It's there to ensure that it guides people's behavior in an ethical approach. So for someone to sit on this platform and say the code of conduct is maybe not appropriate or should not be honored, then I question them, even if they have rules and law in their own house. But that's not the problem. The problem here is
let's not go personal.
Tiawo Gongo is going to clean the mess. He's going to clean the mess. Thank you.
Thank you. So, Josh, you said you wanted to respond to some things before we move on.
Yes, look, thank you so much, guys, and I appreciate. Look, I'm just reading the comments, and I see a lot of people insulting me. And
no, listen, Josh. No, leave a comment, my brother.
Just forget the comment section.
Forget our comment section, man. We are so professional people. Forget our comment section.
Calm down. It doesn't bother me. Yeah,
that's good.
It doesn't bother me. Look, guess what? When you are exposed, you know what I mean, politically, right? You find out that you can be your target anytime. And for me, I don't care who targets me. You can insult me, just use your energy and use your airtime and insult me. That's your business. But here's what I want to say. When people make a lot of my brother there, brother Zakai, right? Zokai,
yeah, Z-O-K-I.
But Zokai said, if they how they call it, said the code of conduct says, I think 1 point something. He said
1.5. I mean 1.5. 5.1.
5.1. He said 5.1. Once you are appointed by the president, you cannot participate in any political
activity. Until you resign in 2 years.
Yeah, that means you cannot vote as well. That means you will not vote. And these are the things.
No.
Voting is political, right?
No. Voting is a secret. No. You want me to read it back to you? I can go back.
Hold on. It's okay.
Okay. For clarity,
if you can participate in all the things and don't vote, I don't know whether it doesn't infringe on right. But let me just say something quickly. We saw my brother here, Ziazi, your political leader left Monrovia, went to Accra, Ghana to negotiate a $30 million. Even though our constitution says, and our electoral law says that no outside financial support should come to any candidate in our electoral process. Your political leader left and went to Ghana to get $30 million. But when he saw the conditions attached to it, he left it. If no condition were attached to it, he was going to take it. And you are sitting here with a straight face telling us that people are violating all the laws. And you want to bring that man to power who went to look for money in Ghana to support a political life. Let me tell you something. When I say,
okay, let's mute, please. Let's mute. So, Josh, you have 30 seconds. Just wrap up in 30 seconds.
Okay, when I said,
Jerry, thanks for joining us. Jerry, thanks for joining us.
Big man, thank you for coming. When I said it's a potential issue, the code of conduct, I tell you from experience, I know that there was a certain guy who took the issue to the Supreme Court. He won. Because
who's that guy? Who's the guy?
No, I think somebody here will tell. Guess what happened? The code of conduct.
Because all the cases that went to the court that I know of as
that case was not that case you're talking about is not a code of conduct case. It was about his citizenship. That case you're talking about went to the Supreme Court.
Look, I don't have the facts.
If you call the name of the guy, then it makes it easy. But just let your talk.
Allow him to learn. He doesn't have the facts, so we can't discuss it without the facts.
Exactly. I don't have the name now, but I know I heard that story where he went to the Supreme Court and he won the case and he contested. Well, let me just back roll it fast. You know that as a government official appointed by the president, if your people come from your constituent, right, and they how they can call that thing, what they can do to them in Liberia, when they endorse you, or they can
Endorse.
Petition.
Good. When they petition, you know that code of conduct does not cannot hold you. You know that. Can you guys
Okay,
know that?
okay. So I know now you are talking about you are trying to make mention of the Harrison Conway situation with Councillor Bromskin in the 2017 election.
Yeah. That's it. Harrison Conway. Yeah. He was with FDA. You know that.
So yeah.
And he was chosen, and he ran as a vice president, a vice presidential candidate. What did the code of conduct do? They went to court, and he won the case. Because if they say you should not put yourself out there, but if people petition you, you can run. So how is this thing not contentious? I think
thank you very much. Thank you. That's what you there. George, thank you very much. Yeah, you laid your thought on that. Mr. Jerry, thanks for joining us. You want to make an input? I see the house is full. Councillor Gongo has.
The
Gongo man,
man, Jerry was sleeping. All day he had Gongo for Gale. He was
Go sleep, Papi. I'll come in.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
We need on the show. Let me be there.
So yes. So guys, let's do one final
just
round.
A minute before you go, nursing. My brother George called my name. Can I respond? Or
No, you will respond because we're about
to reach your time.
For the last time.
Yeah.
We're about to make one more round. So 1 minute each will be okay. Let's just lend our thoughts on.
I say, Nelson, before you come in, tell you guys, let me say this to you with clarity. If we leave, we already here up to 11:13, right? If we leave close to 12 a.m., I tell anybody here tonight, when I keep the man out here for free, we pay you for his time. No, Nelson, I don't take responsibility of that. No. I tell you, I tell me, we pay the man for the time he will be here up to 12 a.m. Liberia, or America time, and it will almost be 4 or 5 in the morning here in Liberia. We can keep the mayor all night and go with empty. No, we're not do that. We're not do that. No. Listen.
So, but you can't dominate Malva. You talk, you get other people to change. You can't.
No, but I agree, but I'm making my point.
Spoken, everybody heard you.
Okay, that's good.
Let's do 1 minute each. 1 minute each. We can all lend our thoughts on this code of conduct situation. Then we will take like 5 calls. We'll open the lines for just 5 calls, and then we'll call it a day. So who want to go first?
All right.
Okay, Sharif. Yeah, let's take Sharif.
So
on this, I can follow from there.
Okay. On this code of conduct, there's this code of conduct that Jawia follows. The code of conduct Jawia follow is the code of conduct of corruption, massive corruption of natural resources of our country. The code of conduct of harmonization by cutting our civil service salary, some of them to up to 80%. The code of conduct Jawia follow is the extrajudicial killing of our citizens, masons of our children, the introduction of drugs into our society. That's the code of conduct Jawia follow. The code of conduct Jawia follow is the Liberia staples that we all have, which is rice. The high prices of rice. You have family who cannot afford to pay $3,500 for a bag of rice. People going to sleep hungry. That's the code of conduct Jawia follow. The code of conduct Jawia follow is the high prices of petroleum. People cannot move from Monrovia to the various towns in various counties due to high cost of transportation. The code of conduct Jawia follow is the lack of running medical facility in our country. People are dying from childbirth. Someone's sisters, someone auntie, someone's daughter cannot survive a basic childbirth. That's the code of conduct Jawia follow. The code of conduct Jawia follow is multiple parents in our country today cannot afford to send their children to school.
30 seconds.
That's the code of conduct Jawia follow. The code of conduct Jawia follow today is the code of conduct of the code of conduct of impunity, where you see corruption everywhere and there's no rules of law, the code of conduct of insecurity that he asking every one of us to get CCTV, the code of conduct of hardship in our country and impoverishing our citizens from poverty to destitution.
20 seconds.
My people, we all see what's happening. Are you better off today or you're better off 6 years ago? Let's stand up. This is not about George Weah. It's not about me. It's not about you. But this is about our country. Let's save our country. Mr. George Weah, we have nothing against you. But this man in power as George Weah, this man has retrogressed our nation to the rubble. We cannot give this man another 6-year term. That would be a death sentence. Let's wake up and wait and vote for Joseph Numa Boakai comes October 10, 2023. Thank you.
I mean, you almost spoiled the thing at the end. Mr. Jerry, let's take you, sir.
You're muted.
When Harrison County was picked to be the vice presidential candidate for Councilor Bronsky, the Election Commission filed a motion of rejection for his candidacy because he served as managing director for and that case, Harrison County went to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court reversed the decision of the Election Commission that he did resign, even though it was in a short period of time, but he did resign, and the Supreme Court said, well, if we want to punish him, we don't know how to punish him because he did resign to certify the code of conduct. So even though Harrison County resigned within 1 year, it should have been 2 years, but the Supreme Court still withheld the opinion, and the case was remanded back to the Election Commission, and the governors, the Board of Governors, were mandated by the Supreme Court to sign his petition for declaration of vice presidential candidacy. So I think that might be the case you're talking about. But for me,
and Mr. Jerry, that's where the famous quote from Councilor Bronsky came from, when he said, reasoning is the soul of the law. When he puts the issue of Councilor, let's say Harrison County did not know, he did not plan to become vice president, but he was
exactly. Yes,
so
I think you follow it very well. Yeah, sure. So, but here is the problem I have with this administration and the code of conduct. The administration, President, we have behaved like, you don't ask questions, because I know he will not read, because one of my picking told me, he said when he read 2 pages, he can say, what kind of planet you not read yet? So
come on, Jerome. Come on, Jerome.
What kind of planet you not read yet? So you have made you 1 page. So he doesn't like plenty writing, but at least you can ask questions. The code of conduct said before these people were, for example, the LACC commissioner, before they can declare, before they can be nominated, they should declare their access before they can appear for confirmation. 2 commissioners cannot come from the same county. These are 2 big things. And President Weah did not even see that. He just recommended them. And y'all go there. Y'all settle it by yourself. Because you don't take keen action. And I like the way Sheikh Sharif put it. George Weah, on a code of conduct that he knows is to violate the law. He don't care what the law looks like. He is one president that we are tired of seeing who, Costa said he bobo. I don't like to use that word bobo. I like to say he's very silent. Things are happening in our country, and this president will not make a simple comment. 8 auditors were killed in our country. Not a single arrest has been made. But yeah, Mosuska, something happened a few days. They are jumping on the case as if that the only murder case that ever took place. This is why some of us say it is politically motivated. How can you take one case so serious and 8 auditors being killed in your government, people who work for your government, and you don't go after it, you don't unleash the national security on this case, putting intelligence and undercover people to see what they can get. You don't have time for all of those. That is the problem where we are. He doesn't take the presidency seriously. And if he doesn't take the presidency seriously, it means he doesn't take the mandate that he received from the Liberian people seriously. We can't blame those who elected George Weah because they acted in good faith. Oh, this man, he will suffer in Gibraltar. I think he understands our problem. Let's put him there. And then they put him there and he betrayed their trust. This man campaigned, he asked the international community for $13 million for them to help the Zogos. And what did the international community do? They tested him with $2 million and he swapped it. And the person said, no, we're not giving the balance. That's what I have to say on it. I think George Weah is not a obeyer. Someone who obeys the law. I don't think he cares about it, or he doesn't understand it, or he's just not able to run this system. And that's the problem.
Okay, so just before we leave you, you lend your thought, Mr. Jerry. Where do you stand? Do you think we should still have something called code of conduct when it's being constantly violated, or do you still have the hope that we can live up to it? As a country, and we should maintain.
If you look at the political landscape right now, and guys, we got to be honest with ourselves. I don't know commies a long time, but we got to be honest with ourselves. The only man who has suffered to protect the law in this country is Gonglo. He was 28, 26, 22 years old. He went to jail for the first time. He went to jail during Taylor time. The only man who has been tortured for preaching the equity of law is Gonglo. So the only thing we can do, those who are listening to us tonight, if they vote Gonglo when he goes in there, that code of conduct will be protected. Because he even added something and said he called it lifestyle audit. And something he did to me that I was mad, but I came to myself. The man went to my house to see me. After I showed him all over, talking upstairs, drawing and everything, when he was leaving, he said, I want to say something to you. I said, what? He said, thank God you built a house. If we win and you in my government, you get a kind of house, I will prosecute you. I said, what? You start threatening me to prosecute me? That is the kind of person I'm talking about. He doesn't care about me. George Weah will not keep that law.
Okay.
JMB he never suffered for anything before. He never advocated anything before. He never defended anything before. He never demonstrated for anything before. He always worked with all the government. Nice. Commies, he ain't got no record of agitation, no record of advocacy. All of these people don't that are money back, no record. But our Liberian people, I don't know if they can see what we can see. That a man who was tortured in jail because he talked about the corrupt attitude of Charles Taylor, the draconian action of Charles Taylor. They put him in jail and torture him and lit candle on his private. That man has stood up for every journalist in the country, every human rights advocate in the country. You go to jail, take you from there. The man said, I want to come and institute rule of law. But what do we have? We say the other man will win, they put gravitating towards him. Is that what we want to go for? Or we want to go for somebody who is the system in place? That's what we have. Yeah.
Thank you.
But guys, I got to run. Maybe I just came from another show.
Okay, thank you so much.
My man, that you're on the show right there, relax. You got to that's the only show.
I'll just relax.
I'm one of the guys who usually give you hard time on the post.
Okay, that's cool. You see?
It's good to meet you.
No, what are you talking about, Papi?
Listen, guys, I'm used to insult. You know what people used to do to my wife myself? They made my picture, they put on the door. Having sex, they put my web picture, they publish it. You see, the Fadiga brothers, I alone fought them for 2 years, and I was able to delete the solution center. I deleted it from Facebook. I had to hack it to delete it from Facebook because they give me too much time. Hossein and Hassan, they know my fighting spirit. It's not anything for me. You cost me. Some people say I'm ugly and all, but I got my fine wife. I like it.
But for the record, I've never
I think that's what I rely on, Chef, man.
Usually when on the post, I'm critical with you. When you start being biased in your analysis,
So you expect me when I come on this show? Let me ask you guys. When I come on this show, instead of telling the Liberian people that my candidate is better than JMB, who is at the top, you're moving from there. You're putting my candidate so you can go against George Weah. I'm gonna be praising JMB. Then why?
Remember, I praised you today when you said that. I said for once, you admitted that JMB at the top, and you need to come there. So for that,
JMB fire.
Anyway, guys, I will listen. I'm listening.
Thank you very much. So the 1 minute is still going around.
Yeah.
Sharif is done. So who's going? Okay, so I think we'll take Magnus.
Let me go.
Right. Why you going?
You know what? Josh.
No,
Josh.
That Josh will.
I want to pair you and Moba, the both of you with Enoch. So just be patient a bit.
I will.
So yeah, let Magnus go.
Quickly. So we still talking about the code of conduct, right? I think the essence of the
conclusion, your 1 minute
the essence of the code of conduct is to guard the behavior of public officials as a whole. So, and it's sad that we only hear about the code of conduct during the times of elections. But there is a whole lot of stuff in that code of conduct. If you read 5.1, like Moba said, it talks about if a minister or deputy minister or any appointee of the president wants to canvass or contest, he should resign his post. The reason is, like for example, CDC appointed Len Eugene Nangbe as campaign chairman, but he's the managing director of Liberia Maritime, the Maritime Authority, right? So why he's on the campaign trail? Who is steering the affairs of the Maritime Authority?
His principal deputy.
His principal deputy. I mean, that's not how government's supposed to run. Not because of campaign, then the government will be handicapped. Secondly, to Widow point about JMB going to Accra to negotiate 30 million. I mean, that 30 million, I don't know that audio money, but the people who were offering that 30 million, we don't know them, and we not heard their names.
JMB knows them.
We will not dignify anything. But to that point, if you look at electoral laws, if you read chapter 7 of the electoral laws, it says, chapter 7, it says, remittance of funds from outside Liberia to political parties. It says, there shall be no remittance of funds or other access to any political party or organization in an independent candidate from outside Liberia unless remitted or sent by a Liberian citizen. So the whole issue of the 30 million, we don't know the identity of the people who were offering the 30 million. We just know they are businessmen. How do you know they are not Liberians?
Ask JMB.
Even JMB rejected the 30 million, my brother. Nobody is going to give you a 30 million free. Those are the things that Josh Weah and the rest of Samuel Tuer and the other guys are doing here, and they're just mortgaging our natural resources on free. They just brought 60 million in a few days. Who know what they're giving out for that 60 million? I hear they said they extended the shipping registry due to 2050. That's not sustainable development. Sustainable development is looking after the needs of today without compromising the needs of the future. So if you take 60 million today, you either use it for campaign. What becomes of people, the children or our children's children who are going to be here in 2050? It means they're going to suffer the burn of our decision today. So because of that, George Weah is no fit to be president.
Okay.
I think if it is left with me, George Weah should be out by today. But we will wait till October 10. And to all Liberians out there, vote Joseph Yuma Boaka, a competent and intelligent and a man of integrity and a living example of integrity and the rule of law.
So Toure, let's have you, Chief.
Yeah, thank you so very much, guys. Look, let's say, like we from the Town Gonglo area, we're not like talking too much because I just feel like if we do it, you know, like overzealousness and all that stuff, not gonna cut it, right? This is the thing, ladies and gentlemen. The code of conduct is clearly stipulated, right? You don't have to do anything. We are all employer for an institution here. And we understand that even with our employer or our company that we work for, there's a code of conduct, right? It's there to modify, it's there to protect you. So that in an event you're trying to go, you know, somewhere else, it will guide you. And then when you go against it, knowing it, then it holds you. But unfortunately, we don't see that in the government. And Mr. Jure is right. The president have not shown any interest or even trying to learn. Bro, they may have been there now for close to 6 years. And the status quo still remain the same. I mean, the president don't even try to even reshuffle. I mean, you would tell me for 6 years, close to 6 years, everything that happened in the government is right. I mean, just pretend that something is right by moving someone and bringing someone else in. At least pretend. You know what I'm saying? How many times Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, how many times she reshuffled? By taking Gafan from here, carrying over there, taking the other president carrying. Yeah, something like that. Just do something like that. But when you don't reshuffle, what you are sending is that everything is right. Now what Cemetery is doing is right. Now what other people are doing is right. And that's the problem. And that's why we are here telling you, the man who walks, sleep, the code of conduct, the rule of law, Gonglo, right? The men who don't self-incriminate, the men who don't self-compromise, the men who understand that for a nation to progress, there should be strict rules and regulations, right? So let us stop all of this thing and start to make sense. Where do we want Liberia to be in the next 6 years? You will understand President George Manneh Weah have no business being president, and putting him there for another 6 years is like telling the international community that Liberia is not ready for business. You know what I mean? And nobody will come to solve our problem. We ourselves need to go deep down into our bags and realize that, look, the 6 years of President George Manneh Weah was not anything. It was just a charade. And if we should go back and re-elect him, the international community will just sit back and be like, yeah, they are not very serious.
Thank you very much.
And there's a saying that says, I'm going to close with that, Nelson. They say, fool me once, I can put the blame on you. But fool me twice, I mean, bro. That's what it is, man.
Okay. Thank you. Alfred, you want to go?
Thank you so much. You know, when I sit and listen to my brothers from the Gonglos game, I can be wishing. I say, hey God, why Joseph Newman Boakai has to be in a race? Because I tell you what, I have nothing to say against Gonglo. He's one of the best in this race. But this is what I have to say, Brother Nelson. I'm a student of public policy. And there are three components in public policy that drive government activities. When you talk about policy choices, it's very, very key. What are some of the policy choices that in the last 6 years that this government has put in place? They brought about a copy and paste academic paper that they call the PAPD. It's strictly academic. In fact, I will tell you on the show that the so-called PAPD is a copy and paste from the poverty reduction strategy of Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Okay? They said they were going to produce 1 million jobs. 5 years later, where are the jobs? What they brought on our people is extreme poverty. Look at the policy choice.
25 million people out of poverty, man.
Extreme poverty. You go, you see, you're doing right sizing and downsizing. Only to bring a lot of incompetent people onto the government payroll. The president said they were going to fail our education system. They were going to bring 6,000 teachers. Where are the 6,000 teachers 5 years later. Look at our education system. You cannot say you want to make education free when you don't have, the benchmark put into place. Don't nowhere in the world, all of us, some oil that on the blue eye today that out of the country, nowhere in the world where you have university free. Okay. You not even go to make education free for high school. Then you say university. Then the teachers at the university, most of them they're not even being paid the
10 seconds. 10 seconds.
Quickly, let me just end with this. All of our people that are listening to us, if you think your life is better, since 2017, go and vote George Weah. But I will close with this. Nelson, I was just checking my Sendwave account today. Later did I know that from January to August, I have only my Sendwave account. I have spent $6,722. Only my Sendwave account, I was just checking today. That means money now. I work half hour, I work 40 hours, 50 hours. I sent to Liberia. You think if our country was good, that man $6,000. You think that money that I can take to go invest in the country over there, or post somebody to employ someone in Liberia and make someone a business or somebody is running? If the rule of law was in place and everything working in our country, look, George, we need to go. We need to have our country back.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's hear you, sir.
Okay, so as I said before, okay, I'm not muted, right? As I said before, I'm not here to attack anybody. I don't know why we're wasting our time on the violation of the code of conduct. It started ever since, and you know it. The senatorial election, you saw the CDC chairman appointing Professor Professor Tape, Professor Ansu. Let's say this. For me, I don't blame President Weah in what is happening or what are happening. We have learned people in the government that's supposed to be protecting the interests of the Liberian people. I know my brother and friend Samuel Tuer, we went to school together, Tubman have blah, blah, blah. I mean, these were the people that were standing in the vanguard saying people were corrupt, but they are in the seat driving. They are the most corrupt people. So it is not just President Weah. And I want to say to my brother Alfred M. Cornwall Sr., my brother, make no mistake. It's almost like you go into the church to confess. You say, look, I won't confess to say I won't be saved. Hey, Jesus Christ, but I get small sin. Then after a few days, say, God forgive me. I will let my sin go. I confess my sin. Look, you don't have to support Councilor. You don't have to support Boakai. I am a registered member of the United Party. In fact, I ran on the United Party ticket 2017. But I know better, and I know the best. In the last few days, you're going to confess, my brother, move to Gonglo. Let's save Liberia.
Okay. Thank you.
The salvation of Liberia is the hands of Gonglo. Thank you very much. Gonglo is the only person that can make sure that the rule of law is executed. Document can never ever execute itself. The code of conduct needs somebody that can take the boo body home. This is why.
So talking about the code of conduct, we've all said it. I will not dwell on it much.
Right.
But my closing comments will have to do with campaign starts tomorrow, so we have to decide the fate of our country. Everyone has said it, and the Liberians know themselves. Compare your living condition before George Weah took over to what you've been faced with right now. Consider your 3-day free course that you could have. Consider the U.S. rate. My brother just mentioned how much money he sent to Liberia in a year's time. The last time I looked at my Sendwave, the money I have sent, when I saw it, the car that I drive, I have not spent that much for it. There's no single thing that I've bought for myself in life that amounts to the money that I've sent to Liberia. Who have I sent those monies to? Friends, acquaintances, people asking you to pay their medical bills, people even telling you that I have not eaten all day, people telling you, people you know you went to school with, people you work with, telling you my rent is due. 3 months I have not been paid. It's time that we consider where our country goes. For me, I come from government. I work at the Ministry of Public Works. I've sat down in meetings with ministers.
Sorry, Mobile, please mute.
Trying to find ways to convince George Weah about issues pertaining to Liberia, critical issues. So we can blame Samuel Tuah all we want. I'm not here to accuse him or, say that he takes no blame. But I've sat in meetings where Samuel Tuah agreed that this is the way to go. And George Weah refused. I've listened to Winston Tappe and the likes. Basil Finley in meetings trying to find a way to convince George Weah. Eugene Nangbe told me, and I will quote, say, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, you will argue with her and she will listen to your logic. George Weah wants you stop to agree with him. He's not listening to you.
Why are they still there?
Okay. Greed.
Thank you.
Corruption.
Raymond,
So
Raymond, that's what
the
you did,
reason
Chief.
why. But what I'm not trying to say, I'm not trying to lessen it for George Weah and make it heavier for them. They're all one in the same.
Right.
All in the same basket together. They got the same motive. It's to amass overnight wealth. We've seen all of them have built gigantic homes called mansion. Thank God for Big Brother Jeru. He had built his home before.
Okay.
But all of them built their homes overnight. In less than a year, a lot of them completed their homes.
Thank you very much. Raymond,
So
thank you.
let us come to this thing. And I said, every other person in the opposition, I have a huge respect for the Council of Gonglo. But let's understand, the state man, Joseph Yuma Boaka, who have served with distinction. He has come from the rank and file. He came from LPMC, from a low-level position to managing director, agriculture. Everywhere he served with distinction. This is someone who has integrity. My brother tried to accuse him of going to Ghana. But this is someone who went to a meeting and didn't agree with the terms and conditions of the meeting. What were you owing for? This is someone who has attempted with 30 million and rejected it. Which one of those in the running right now that we can say $30 million were offered them before and they said, no, your money don't seem to be clean money. I don't want to be associated with it.
Even Jola was taking forget about the presidency.
That vote Joseph Yima Boaka, and I can tell you one thing that I'm sure of, by virtue of the fact that he reached out to the former Auditor General and asked him to manage his campaign finances. It tells you what kind of individual he is. Councilor Gonglo will hear the justice session.
Thank you very much.
Joseph Yima Boaka. Cummings will come and hear commerce. It will be a government of inclusion. And all that with the right expertise will have a part to play. Thank you.
Thank you, Raymond. Keep some for tomorrow. We'll be here again tomorrow.
We'll conclude now with Josh.
Thank you.
And then Boba will take us home.
So, gentlemen, before I start, I just want to let you know that when you spoke, there was no noise here, right? I listened attentively, and I was, no noise. Please give me the opportunity to say something.
So, everyone, please try to mute. Just
yes,
mute.
Please.
Let's have Josh to make his
just to start with Nelson.
So, Josh,
please.
you have a minute, sir. Can you do that in a minute?
Thank you. Yeah. So, Nelson, even though I don't have SendWave, but please send me your mobile money number, please. Yeah, after the show. You guys that can send money, me, I ain't got no SendWave. I can't send money to Liberia. But if you check in the data, Nigeria sent, I think, $56 billion back home from the diaspora into their country. You here send 6,000, you yelling, send plenty of money. You know, say that foreign direct investment there as well. A betting horse in Liberia, you did my brother than betting a horse.
How can you compare 300 million people to
I say investment into your own country, my man. That money you're sending down to my man, you're sending it out to my sister, you send it to your people to help them. That's how the Nigerians doing. They go to build back home and they develop their society. And then you say that you send $6,000, so you vet. You come on, man. So look, let me say something here quickly. What we need to do when we can't hustle in the people country, let's send something back home to our people so that they can live a better life. Look, now I got car parking in my yard in Monrovia. My mom cannot drive. She went to ride motorbike. She fell down, and she was really hurt, and she can't walk now. She's in hospital. But car in the yard, she can't drive. So you see how things can happen. If she had an opportunity when she was young, she would learn how to drive. My son here can drive. He's just turning 15. He can drive. He got his car. So you see how things are different. My mom who born me, she's already know how to drive. But because she didn't have that, how many presidents have we changed over the years? We changed so many presidents, still the conscience remains the same. Does that not tell you something, that something is lacking out of our mentality? Something is wrong with our psyche? We have to do something as Liberians. You want to tell me, say, George Weah is a problem? George Weah is a problem? I watched George Weah in 1996 when he went to South Korea, when you were telling the people, my people are dying. The United Nations, all the world powers should come to the aid of my country. My people are dying. Let's go and help Liberia. When we were pleading on behalf of Liberians, we had Ellen Johnson Sirleaf then spending money for the people to die. We have all these people who running to be president. They were all in the political sphere in Liberia, trying to make their way to get power, not to save the people that were dying. George Weah went on the international scene and said, for my people's sake, please go to Liberia and stop the war. My people are dying. If you want a clip, I can send it to you. It's on YouTube. You can access it. Anyone can do. And we are sitting here today because George Weah is the president, and we think that he is the problem. That is a big mistake we are making. Let us make sure that we look for the real problem that we have in the country and not George Weah. And George Weah is going to take the second term, and in the second term, we're going to get better and better as Liberians. I want to thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. No point of correction, rather. No point of correction.
Our brother Nelson got to go, but I will keep my response for Brother George tomorrow.
So Nelson, come in like George. We can keep Nelson 1 more hour, man, guys.
Yeah, I'll keep him 1 more hour.
Today we're talking about campaign. Then we even talk about campaign. That is shame on us. We can't let that. We can't let
George is gonna win, man. Yo, I agree. I agree on Malba. Malba, man. We definitely need to roll Nelson, bro.
My man Nelson.
Yeah, 1 more hour. We gotta talk about the campaign.
So that we can do something.
The campaign is a very crucial thing to talk about. Yes, for sure. But we have 2 months. We have all 2 months.
Yeah, but today is the first. Today is the first, my brother. Put your number in the chat room.
Let's have Moba to come in. Moba. Or you want us to take the 5 calls before you come in? You are muted, Moba. You are muted, Moba. You are muted. We are not hearing you.
Okay.
Let me put my brother George on track. He made a lot of error. First of all, you comparing Liberia and Nigeria is wrong. Nigeria is 100 times the population than Liberia.
Okay.
That's it. You can compare that. Secondly, 2019, according to my statistic, Liberians in the diaspora, specific the United States, sent 54 million United States dollars back home. From the 19 to the 18, that's the 18 and 19, the 20 and 21, they are sent a lot. So when discussing that, we all help without hesitation. We don't have to talk about it. My point here is, if you in your where you sitting in your own capacity, you think if things were better for our brother back home, our sister, our mother, our children, where they working, making maybe any let's say less than $300 per month. You think somebody will call you on the phone and tell you, say, my brother send me money, or no. They will not even call you, because $300 every month, according to our economic system, $300 can take you for whole months. You can pay your rent a whole year. You can buy your food, buy your gas, or even pay transportation. So we don't have to discuss all those petty things there, like what we're doing for people or no. There's irrelevance. I don't discuss that, because what you do for people or what you did for people in the past, it left with you.
So
you don't have to discuss it.
Okay.
But my point here is, Nelson, my point here is, the code of conduct has been violated by George Oppong Manneh Weah, and I want you, my brother George, to know that today it is wrong, and you must stand for the truth. It's not individual. Stand for the reality of your people. It's not me. It's not you. Liberia is for everybody. All the things we're doing here today, tomorrow when you go home, if you meet chaos, you don't even want to stay home. You won't buy Australia. But because Liberia is good or will be good, when you go back home, you'll be good. So when we come here, let us say the reality. We shouldn't keep biking wrong or saying wrong things. Let us say the facts.
Yeah, then my co-moderator, the men are fire out. But let's take just 5 calls and go. Let's take 5 calls. And the reason why I'm keeping you guys on is because maybe some of the callers may say something, maybe ask a question to you directly or so. So we'll take just 5 calls. The number is right on the screen. Those of you in Liberia can call the number directly. You will get through. And if you're out of Liberia, you can call that number on WhatsApp. You will also be able to make your point on the show. So we'll go to the line now to take our first call. Hello, you live. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. You live. Your name and where you calling from?
Charles Scroggie. I call from Providence, Rhode Island.
Okay, Charles, you have 30 seconds to make your point.
I got a question for the Unity Party family.
Okay.
I overheard the guy speaking of Joseph Boakai being a follower of the law.
Okay.
He's law abiding. We saw Liberty Party in court with Musability, and there was a ruling that keep Young Buchanan out of the Liberty Party. She's no longer the leader of the Liberty Party. But Joseph Boakai is in bed with Young Buchanan lawyers. How is that a law abiding?
Okay, thank you. Very good question. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's hold you there and take the second call. After this call, we'll have 3 more calls to take. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead quickly. You live. You have 30 seconds to make your point.
My man, I just want to say something. Yeah, when you got 30 seconds, I should have come on the show, but I've been a little bit busy.
My man.
This morning. This is Jeremy from South Korea.
Go ahead.
So, I just want to say thanks to our brother who have, displayed the issue of, political tolerance by exchanging opinions. But as campaign open today, I would like to actually say that let us all uphold the Farmington Declaration and all commitments that political parties made, including the government, that have a greater responsibility, to manage this election for it to be peaceful.
Okay.
Because they are the ones that been, putting gangsters in the street to attack peaceful students, to counter-argue and brutalize peaceful citizens.
Okay.
So we encourage them to maintain everything as the, campaign process, gets started today. If they want the campaign to be peaceful, we'll make it peaceful as an opposition community, specifically the Unity Party. But if they want it ruthless, we are equally prepared. But I think the government have a greater responsibility.
Thank you.
To protect
Thank
our
you.
things that we have tried for.
Thank you, my dear
very
brother.
much.
Thank you for your contribution. So we have just a single question for Unity Party. One person will volunteer to answer the
You want
question.
me to answer it, or you want to come in? Who want to come in?
No, let me come in.
So let me just conclude and with the rest of the 2 calls we have. Hello. Yeah, hello. Are you there? Oh my word. You are very low. Okay, go ahead.
Are you getting me?
Yeah, go ahead quickly. Go ahead quickly.
Yeah, first of all, I want to commend you guys for the show. It's a great show. But I want to encourage you all, Michael Carey. Let us think about Liberia. Liberia is our country. And let us do the best we can do for our people back home. I've been back home many years, and I see how the people live back home. So I want to encourage you guys all. We may have our differences individually.
Hold on.
As a party, let us think Liberia and vote the best for our nation.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, hello. You live on this line.
From Nima County.
Okay, you're calling from Nima County. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Sam down from Nima County. I respect that one conclusion. He now reached the threshold of the 2%. So he said he will hold the law. It's a consider why did he run on that party ticket that he running on?
Which party ticket? The Liberian People Party?
The ticket that he running on.
Okay, somebody here will answer that question. I see Mr. Jerry already nodding his head.
You heard it, boy.
So the final call here now, then we go. This final person. Hello.
Yes, this is Jerry Dobley. I'm calling from Worcester.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead quickly, Jerry.
Yes, first of all, let me say thank you to the entire team. You guys are playing your part, but I will let you encourage our people. If you ever overlook anything in your life, this election, if you don't have a dresser in your room, back when you go dresser, put water in a beaker, look at your shadow and look at your voting card and think on the future of your children. If you don't get children, think on the future of your unborn children.
Okay.
And even think on the future of your country.
Thank you.
You don't be in your country that you will be serving as a slave in your own country. If you ever overlook anything in your life, my people, this 2023 election,
thank you,
between life and death. If you make me say election, we are for the second time. The one you're in now suffering, like prelude to the suffering, that's the time suffering will start. Thank you so much for the show.
Thank you.
Guys, your accident to the country.
No, thank you. I think you're talking there. Our president there. So the first question to the Unity Party. Anybody?
Yeah, I say I want to answer the question.
Yeah, so please do that in 30 seconds.
Yeah, I will do that in there maybe 15 seconds.
Okay, yeah.
Our constitution is very clear when it comes to affiliation. That you can affiliate with anybody. The law is very clear. No, there is nothing. Since Joseph Yuma Boaga affiliated with the Liberty Party, that the Unity Party have infringed on the rights of partisans of the Liberty Party. The Liberty Party has its own internal wrangling. Mr. Joseph Yuma Boaga has not played any role in terms of dividing that party. He's not there. Every party has their constitution.
Can I add on?
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know, Raymond, because you don't want to give me chance to learn. I say in the air, you don't want to give me chance to learn.
Two person can answer one question now.
But when we learn now,
Unity Party, the Unity people now. Get in chain.
Let's see, we get plenty here. So the point is, some of all year we are supporting Joseph Yuma Boaga, but we are not partisan of the Unity Party.
Okay, thank you very much. But I think you spoke to that question, which clears the air on it already. I gotta go. So we will go to the question for Councillor Gonglo. Mr. Jerry, you want to come in on that, sir?
Respond to that question quickly, and let me dismiss that completely now so that nobody will ask the question again. First of all, let me start from the top. The Election Commission, there was a protest filed against Councillor Gonglo Kennedy. Say the Election Commission dismissed that protest, and Councillor Gonglo was certified as a standard bearer. But let me read the law that the people who they are tired reading, they don't like reading. They read one thing somebody told them, then they get wrong with it. The same law, the election law, section. Let me read it very well. Section paragraph 5A1. Okay, it says paragraph 5A1 number 2 does not apply to political parties that at the time of the election, like now, had a member continuing to hold office as president or as a member of the legislature. So if you look at the legislature, when the party did not meet the 2%, one of the person who was in parliament at the time, Honorable Ellen Arthur Red from District Number 3, Margibi County, was representing the LPP in the parliament. Therefore, that law does not apply to LPP anymore because it says if at the time of the election, if you had a president or a lawmaker sitting, it means it cannot be applied to you. That's why Councillor Gonglo won that case at the Election Commission, and he is candidate today. So the brother down from Nima,
you are mistaken. Maybe you listen to Eugene Fagon because he thinks he's a lawyer, so he reads too many laws and you listen to him. No,
you see,
it's free. That's why he won the case. He won the case at the neck, and they certify him. That means he didn't break any law. If you are going to break law, they were going to go to the Supreme Court. Maybe somebody is going to take him to the Supreme Court. So yes, that's what I just want to say.
And Eugene does not read law; he read articles, so the article misleading.
Thank you very much, Mr.
All
Joe.
right, guys, I'll see you, guys.
We want to say, I think so far those were just the 2 questions we had on the show today.
Can you imagine there was no question for the government because we're doing great.
See, Joe, my man, when you come here next time, you better bring somebody who will back you. Don't come here one.
I don't need anyone to back me.
But what Cindy can do here again?
I heard a lot of things.
One more hour or what?
My man, but gotta go.
My
man, nobody see it, man.
It's in a private chat.
My man, General guy.
We got to talk about the campaign. We got to talk about the campaign. I want
to say something.
No. My man, that means that we see a same way already. We do
we got to agree. That one leave with you, but why in my heart? Yeah, you know what? Listen, I don't know how come and say anything in my heart I can put us out.
We have a great show coming up. This show is going to be up on Monday. We're taking our regular weekend break. We'll be back on Monday with the late night show. At which time the CEO hopefully will be here, and it will be another great time of interaction. But I really appreciate the fact that all of you are able to show up here and making your contribution. I do appreciate that. And these are conversations we need for our country. So, yeah, thank you very much in our librarian way.
No closing comment?
Oh, but are close already?
No, we close here.
My man, you remember what I gotta talk about the
Listen.
We're not coming back until Monday, but that close.
Yeah, so I mean the conversation have been media about the code of conduct and tying it to the campaign. I mean, so in a way we address the campaign partly.
But you know that Nancy, we gotta do some adjustment on the show because when we come on the show, these days, like a lot of people when they come on. The show be too sweet until people that be there until until your time, you run your own time. So what we gotta do, we gotta come out, but we'll discuss it behind the scene too. We'll discuss it.
We'll make some adjustment in the beginning next week.
So Nelson, why are you saying you don't want to talk about the campaign here today? I
think
you're
telling
me. Nelson, you can't do that.
But honestly, the CEO is following. The CEO has not consented to another 1 hour. So I want to agree.
The CEO made it abundantly clear that this platform is for the Liberian people.
For the CEO, stop that.
The CEO, come on, Nelson, talk to the CEO. I
move if I can obtain a second that we go for the 5 minutes and make sure that the broadcast app the same way is protected for the movement.
Gentlemen, thank you. Yeah, thank you very much.
Somebody waiting for Nelson. Yeah.
I will cross you on the money. I will cross you. I just see my way. Who waiting for my brother?
I just watching you. Now, season like bro.
Exactly. Really heavy.
You don't see what I got. No secret.
It's
That's
telling
it.
me, sir,
That's it. I agree, my man. Go. That's it. I agree.
Honestly,
make it to all. Make it to all.
Make it to all.
Let
come by tomorrow. Lady Labura.
Yeah, my man. That's it, my man. Know the show.
So I want to say thank you. Yeah.
Thanks, bro.
The show was good.
Monday.
Thanks, guys.
Is that Monday?
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
See you. Thank you, bro.
All right, that's a good job, bro.
Good night, sir.
Yes, I, a special one from the CEO, Stan coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band, charges on the beat.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon television.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon, you know. There's the children crying for starvation. Just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, Moravia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon.